representing District 21, the Crosby Cougars.
It's hard to believe that after tonight, only 16 teams will be standing in the UIL 5A District 2 playoff bracket, as it seems like only yesterday the season was just getting started. Tonight's matchup features two teams that made it pretty deep into the playoffs last season, but for one of them, their season ends tonight. It's the 17th ranked Ridge Point Panthers coming into tonight with an 8-3 overall record. They are the 23 5A champions after the victory last week in the bi-district round against Calhoun by a score of 42-25. They will be facing off against the number 2 ranked Crosby Cougars, who are 11-0 champions of 21 5A and are carrying a lot of momentum into the postseason after a 42-13 victory last week against Lumberton. Hello everybody, J.W. Smith alongside Burt Brocker coming to you live tonight from NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas for this area round matchup between these two 5A schools. And these two 5A schools are very powerful. You've got Lumberton, who is coming in, as I said, with an 8-3 record. They have a lot of athletes on the field. They will run the ball and they will attack you on the ground, but the Crosby Cougars are very balanced. They will pass the ball and run the ball efficiently, and they've got athletes on both sides of the field. So it's going to be an exciting matchup, very tough one to follow after the Dickinson-Pearland game, which went 4 overtimes just earlier tonight, and that was exciting. So leading Crosby right now as the quarterback is Tristan Cotton. He comes into tonight 149 completions out of 227 attempts, 2275 yardage, so a 2,000-yard passer, 28 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. And most of the time he's been throwing to Manny Netherly, who has 52 receptions, 935 yards, and 17 touchdowns coming into tonight. But also you got Craig Williams on the ground for Crosby, who's been a heck of a workhorse. He has almost 1,000 yards, 73 carries, 926 yards, 12 touchdowns. And after the national anthem, we'll talk a little bit more about the Ridge Point Panthers. So we're going to take a quick break for the national anthem. Here it is.
Senior player, Asher, and sophomore, Rhea Singh. And now please stand and move your caps to the playing of our national anthem.
That was the national anthem performed by the Ridge Point Band over here on the home sidelines here at NRG Stadium. Ridge Point, as I said, will run the ball a lot tonight. They got B.J. Redford, their primary running back, is 19 touchdowns. He's averaging 6.1 yards per carry, 248 carries coming into tonight, and has 1,510 yards on the ground. So look for the Panthers to really try to keep that Cougars offense off the field, to try to run the clock and keep the score low, because looking at Crosby, they've been really powerful all year, and they're going to continue to do that. They went all the way to the state semifinals last year, and they're looking for that opportunity to get back to that. So with a win tonight, they will advance to play A&M Consolidated here at NRG Stadium next week. But Ridge Point, they're the ones looking to pull the upset here tonight. They would like to be playing A&M Consolidated next week against NRG. So last year, Ridge Point lost to Temple in the regional finals, as we're getting set for the coin toss. And they are one of the highest ranked 3-loss teams in the state inside the top 20. at number 17 in some polls.
Number 7, Shane Dawson.
So here we go for the coin toss. And Bert, looking at both of these teams, you've really got to look at this matchup and think Crosby has the edge, but Ridge Point isn't a bad team. They're good on the ground too.
Well, and you know, and Crosby had a couple games this year where, you know, they went all the way down. New Caney, here we go.
So
You know,
Crosby-
New Caney took them to overtime, and then, you know, they're one of those teams though. They find some way to win. The one thing you'll say about Jeff and Coach Riordan and his team here, they are very, very well disciplined. A lot of big-time athletes. Tristan Cotton, what a great quarterback, and what a year he's having. You know, coming in here tonight, and you know they're right there out of the backyard, out of where, you know, the TexanDrive.com is, the 2 dealerships, and so we get to see them all year long. They play, you know, the Humble Independent School Districts, and you know it's just a very disciplined, well-coached team, and you know Ridge Point comes in here. You know they're here for a reason.
Oh yeah.
Because they've won football games and 6-1 in district, and done a great job. So, long story short, looking for a good one here tonight.
So Crosby has won the toss. They have elected to receive, so they will start on offense, and you'll see Tristan Cotton in that powerful Crosby offense on the field to start the game. Kicking for Ridge Point is going to be Grant Carlson.
Number 1.
He's going to be punting and doing the place kicking for them tonight.
And number 2, Joseph Hickney.
And back deep for Crosby is Taylor Perry and Joseph Pickney. And here we go, getting set to go here at NRG Stadium as the area round is about to get set to get underway in this 5A matchup. And we're underway here at NRG. Kick is high. It's going to be fielded inside the end zone, but it's going to be a touchback because nobody's going to touch it. And they'll start with field position at the 25-yard line.
Touchback. Cougars will take the ball on.
I know Carlson, the kicker, is actually being looked at by several Division I schools, and he just showed why. If he can get touchbacks all night, that's exactly what you want to do because of the athletic talent on the Crosby side of the ball. So Cotton leads his men out. He's going to go with 2 wide receivers on the far side, 1 on the near. He's going to have Williams in the backfield with him. He's going to go in motion, drops back, looks left, tosses to Williams on the far side, catches at the 20-yard line down to the 25, breaks free from a couple of tackles to the 23-yard line before he's corralled by a host of Panthers, and it's going to be second down.
Well, and what a nice job there of using the out-of-bounds marker as that extra 12th man there on defense. They stretched that play out, and Ridge Point only allowed a short gain there on a play that looked like it could have went for extra yards there.
So 2nd and 7, ball on the 28-yard line for the Cougars in this opening drive. In the gun, waiting for the snap. Here it is. He's going to hand the ball off to Williams, who finds some room to run on the far side of the field, breaks 1 tackle, then gets away. It gets tripped up and brought down at the 33-yard line, and it's going to be 3rd down and 1.
Nice open field tackle right there. Looked like Johnson did a nice job there of not allowing that play. Looked like he was going to pick up some big yards there. Instead, brings up a 3rd down and manageable here.
From the gun, looking left, tossing to the far side of the field. He's got Gray Brooks.
He may
on
go
far
the
side,
distance.
and he gets caught up and tripped up down towards the midfield, and it's going to be a 1st down. But you were right. All he had was 1 man to beat, and he was going to be gone.
Yeah, and that was definitely a shoestring tackle that saved a touchdown there. So nice job right there defensively. That was number 5 again. Had Johnson not got that shoestring there, he would still be running.
So 1st and 10 for Crosby inside the 50-yard line. Now he's going to cross almost to midfield before he's brought down. Williams on the carry. Not much doing there, only a yard gain.
Atascocita there with a big tackle. And he just slammed him to the ground right there. You're in my house. Kind of look like Big Vince there in the middle.
You can't let them go down the middle on you, especially with the way this Crosby team runs the ball. So 5 wide receivers this time, man in motion. It's going to be a jet sweep to the near side to Williams, trying to find some room to run, looking for a hole, nowhere to go, and he's going to be riled up in a loss of a couple of yards. It's going to be 3rd and 10.
Again, Dennis Atascocita there on what a Atascocita. Let me make sure I say that name because I think we're going to say it a lot. Atascocita did a great job there of running along with that play, stringing it out. Then when he tried to cut up there, making the tackle, and actually lost a yard there. So it brings up a 3rd down and 11.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Crosby's going to go with 5 wide receivers again here. 3 to the far side. Cotton from the gun, looking, waiting for the snap. Here it comes. Drops back, looking left. Pump fakes, look to the right. Now it's going to be a catch by Netherly on the near side, trying to find some room to run. Gets brought down right in the middle of the field at the 50-yard line. It's going to be 4th down, and Crosby's going to have a decision to make here.
Well, and Netherly's actually out there on the field. He was not on the 2 deep, so we were really curious to see if he would be out there in the game. But, man, he is, and what a season he's had. And like I said, a lot of offers coming from all over the world, and he's just a junior, so lots of room for still improvement, but what a great athlete he is.
So Jordan Hill getting set to punt it away after Crosby gets a 1st down, but then gets stopped by the Ridgepoint defense. Here comes the kick. It's a high kick, end over end, going to be fielded down at the 15-yard line, and it's dropped.
Ball's on
and
the
Crosby
ground
looks
right
like
there.
he might have fallen on it, but it looks as if the ball jumped into the hands of Ridgepoint, and
number 15 right there.
Trevor Flores for Ridgepoint on the return fumbled the ball, but luckily Ridgepoint was able to fall on it and avoid a catastrophe. So Ridgepoint coming out onto the field, 8:46 to go here in the first quarter, still scoreless. Ridgepoint on their opening drive.
Empty backfield here.
Shane Gosson from the gun, drops back, looking, stepping up. He's got some time deep down the right side of the field, and it is overthrown. And he was targeting Terry Petrie. Correction, Adam Mazan was the targeted receiver. He has 17 receptions on the season coming into tonight, but no touchdowns. So they're going to go from the gun again. 4 wide receivers. Hands the ball off to Rainford. Rainford's going to take it towards the far side. He's going to get brought down at the 21-yard line after a gain of maybe 4 yards. So it's going to be 3rd down and 5.
But he ran hard right there. He got that outside edge there. That was just kind of up the middle right there. Nothing there. Went in and broke to the outside. Good open field tackle right there, though,
so
by the Cougars.
Gosson in the gun. The pistol drops back, looking right, tossing, and it is incomplete outside of the hands of his receiver. Just a little inaccurate on the throw, but it's going to be 4th down, and it looks like Ridgepoint's going to have to punt.
Well, and in a game like this, you know, your offense is set over there on the sideline and watch the game with 4 overtimes. So I actually, you know, Patrick Creighton called the earlier game with me, and and I was wondering what would that do to these 2 offenses. Defenses, they still know what they have to do. They have to stop the offense. But, offensively, your players are ready to play at a particular time. Here's the snap, little low, good job of fielding it. What a punt right there.
It's going to be fair caught at the 40-yard line, and like you said, what a punt. This guy is averaging 34.5 yards on this punts, but he's being looked at by a lot of Division I schools, and you can see why, as that punt went really far. He kicked a good touchback earlier. That's Grant Carlson on the punt.
Shane Hudson there with the fair catch.
So now we're going to see Crosby coming back out onto the field. Tristan Cotton leading his offense out there. 8:02 to go here in the first quarter. Ridgepoint goes 3 and out on their opening drive. Empty backfield. Williams in the slot. 2 tight end set. Here comes Williams in motion towards the quarterback. Now it's going to be Cotton keeping the ball, going up the middle. He finds some room to run down to the 47-yard line before he's brought down. And it's going to be 2nd down and 3 on the play.
Well, we'll take a timeout break here. You're watching us on TexanLive.com.
The body is incredibly powerful. It's nimble and fluid. But sometimes we push it too far. That's when you need the strength of Memorial Hermann and our body of affiliated orthopedic specialists. With our Iron Man Sports Medicine Institute, they not only get your body back to where it was, they get it to go further. It's what makes us more than just hospitals. We are a body of experts. Memorial Hermann, advancing health.
Register online at CESperformance.com for your sports performance program. CESperformance.com has multi-month memberships and team training.
Back here live from NRG Stadium. 4 wide receivers set. Tristan Cotton in the gun. 2nd down and 4. Here comes the snap. He hands the ball off to Williams, who takes it up the middle, down at the 49-yard line, up the middle. And it's going to be 3rd down and 1 for the Crosby Cougars.
Nice job by the Ridge Point defense. There's the big guys up the middle right there. Bottling that all up right there and allowing a very, very short gain right there.
3rd and 2 for the Crosby Cougars. Ball right at midfield at the 49-yard line inside their own territory. Here comes the snap. Flag on the play. It's a free play. Hands the ball off to Williams, who gets the 1st down into Ridge Point territory, 45-yard line. But it's going to be offsides against the defense.
Yeah, but I think he gained 6 yards on that particular play, and they're actually going to give him the 1st down there through the 6 yards. So they'll go ahead and take it and take the 6 yards instead of 5 yards.
That's exactly correct. Crosby declines the penalty, and now it's going to be 1st down on the 45-yard line inside Ridge Point territory. Looking towards the sidelines, getting the offensive play call. It's 7:12 to go here in the 1st quarter. 4 wide receivers, 2 to the right, 2 to the left, dropping back, looking right, tossing to the near side of the field, and it is going to be caught by number 17, Shane Hudson. And it was a good out route and out of bounds for him.
Ball was right on the money there. That's a pass that, Cotton's going to let go even before his receiver makes the break, and he just fires it out there. Nice job, though, of catching the ball and getting the foot down. That's important. You only have to have 1 in high school.
2nd and 4 for the Cougars. Trips to the far side, drops back.
Another free play here.
And it's going to be not much of a gain, but it's a free play. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty and a 1st down.
I'm not curious. It don't even look like they're trying to draw them offsides right there. It just looks like they're getting in, almost just too anxious there and kind of trying to go on 1st sound. And for some reason, Crosby's got onto that, so you're going to continue to go on 2nd sound.
Ridge Point's defense is definitely amped up to be playing here at NRG Stadium. Big playoff matchup against the number 2 team in the state. I can understand why they have a little bit of jitters, so it's completely understandable here.
Crosby faithful, happy to see Manny Netherly come back in. He's over here on the right side by himself, trips out to the left. Cotton has an empty backfield.
Williams goes in motion, rolling out, fakes the Williams, tossing over the middle to Netherly. Netherly trying to make the catch, and it's in and out of his hands. Good defensive play for Ridge Point there.
That was actually a great defensive play. Shiler Staten there broke on that ball. Netherly had a step. That's when Cotton probably should have thrown a little flatter. He put too much air underneath that ball, and it allowed Staten time to catch up with it. And what a great play there. Not defensive pass interference, going up, keeping your hands off of him and knocking that ball away. Great play by Shiler Staten there.
So after the incompletion, it's going to be 2nd and 10. Netherly again on his own on the near side. Waiting for the snap is Cotton. He will hand the ball off to Williams, who has a big hole to run up, and he gets 5 yards on the run before he's brought down by a couple of defenders there on the Ridge Point side of the ball. It's going to be 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, I was looking down there. The one line judge actually signaled for the clock to stop. Thought I may have missed the flag, but didn't. 3rd and 5 here. This is a big defensive play right here. Because you're kind of in no man's land right now. Probably in 4-down territory, though, if you're the Cougars.
Crosby has not attempted a field goal this year.
Almost guaranteed then, huh?
Yeah, exactly. So rolling out to the far side is Cotton. Tossing towards the far side. He's got a man open, but it's incomplete as he was targeting Gray Brooks on the...
Brooks just didn't really get a clean break out there. That was an out pattern, and Brooks kind of almost did a hook there and didn't actually cut out there. So offense is, like you said, offense at 47 yards, going to stay on the field here.
So 4th and 5 for the Crosby Cougars. 5:53 to go here in the 1st quarter. Cotton dropping back, stepping up, tossing to the right side. He's got a screen to Williams, who bobbles the ball. Now he's in the backfield trying to find some room to run. He's brought down all the way back at the 45-yard line for a huge loss, and that's a big defensive play for Ridge Point.
That's a huge defensive play right there for this high-powered offense of the Crosby Cougars. Ridge Point there had big-time pursuit. Screen was set up, but he bobbled a little bit. But big number 99 was barreling down on him, and we've seen him be involved in several different plays.
So Ridgepoint takes over on downs. They will have the ball on the 45-yard line inside their own territory, but really good field position to start a drive. They went 3 and out on their opener. With 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Score still 0-0. In the pistol is Dawson. He will hand the ball off to Rainford, who will take it. No, he'll pull it back and toss it towards the far side of the field. And he's got Adam Bazan making the catch.
One of the things about the game tonight is we are up here. We are at NRG. We're not in a normal high school stadium. We are in the stadium where the Houston Texans have a game against the Jets tomorrow. And exciting game that will be after coming off a big win on Monday night.
Dawson in the gun. He hands the ball off to Ranford, who takes it up towards the far side of the field, looking for some extra room to run. And he gets the first down, but there's a flag on the play.
Out there in that place, probably going to be holding, but let's wait. Could have been a face mask. Let's see, officiating crew going to get together here, talk about it.
And that is definitely a hold against Ridgepoint. So that's going to back them up. And negate the first down, they'll go second down again. Ridgepoint in their purple jerseys and gray pants, purple helmets. Crosby in all white pants, white jerseys, white helmets, red trim, red numbers. So here we go. So you get a first down, but then you back yourself up into a second and long situation.
Well, that game earlier, we saw 15 penalties on both sides. And so here we go, starting out with a lot of penalties, kind of shooting yourself in the foot.
Ridgepoint goes 5 wide receivers after the going motion, and now it's going to be tossed over the right side of the field or left side of the field, and it's going to be almost picked off by Crosby, but it falls incomplete.
Yep, Jalen Harrison there had that one. A lot of times you hear the coaches say it. There's a reason he's playing defense, but drop back there, and that is a ball that I see him touching his helmet up there on the replay. That is a ball he'd love to have thrown right there. He did a nice job of dropping back in coverage. Unfortunately, dropped the interception.
Dawson in the pistol this time. 2 wide receivers far and near. Ball snapped. He's going to hand the ball off to Ranford, who's going to take it up the middle, almost to the first down markers, and he just about gets there on 3rd and long, and let's see where they mark it. One of them's they're walking in at the 49-yard line. I'm sorry, the 44-yard or 46-yard line.
Well, they've given it to him, and boy, what a big first down that was. He picked up, he almost went backwards there, though. He had the first down clearly and then kind of made a cut back and almost lost the first down there.
So ball's at the 46-yard line. Referees are
resetting the 25-second clock.
4:23 to go here in the first. Still scoreless as both teams' defenses have really slowed each other down so thus far. Here comes the snap from the pistol, heading off to Ranford, running up the middle, and he's going to gain 7 yards on the carry. Ranford averaging 6 yards a carry, and you see why thus far tonight.
Big man for Ridgepoint, clearing some holes there and giving some opportunities. Panthers line there making some holes for their little running back.
Here comes the keeper off the near side, and he's going to be brought down close to the markers. It's probably going to be a first down with that spot.
Yep, line judge down, looks down, gives the point.
First down, Panthers.
Little read option there. He's running to perfection.
Dawson waiting for the snap, hands the ball off on the delay, and it's going to be no gain. In fact, he's going to lose 4 yards because he had nowhere to run, and instant penetration by the defensive line across.
Yeah, it was. Number 40 there, Nathan White, though, crashed through. He wasn't the one that actually got the credit for the tackle, but he is the one that blew the play up in the backfield there, gave his other Cougar buddies an opportunity for a loss there, and they're going to lose about 3 yards, bring up a second down and 13.
So 2nd and 13, they're going to go 4 wide receivers in the pistol. Here comes the snap. He keeps the ball, tossing it towards the near side to Bazin, who's going to take it all the way down to the 25-yard line before he's forced out of bounds at the 24 is where they'll mark him out. And it's going to be another first down for the Ridgepoint Panthers.
A lot of speed out there on that outside.
15 yards on the reception. First down, Ridgepoint Panthers.
Ridgepoint in the pistol as they have most of the night. Here comes the handoff to Ranford. Ranford's going to take it up the right side off the tackle, but he's not going to gain anything but more than a few inches. So it's going to be second down and 10.
Yeah, Jalen Harrison there on the tackle.
Finished by number 29, Jalen Howard.
In the pistol, here comes the snap. Hands the ball off, looking left, tossing towards over the middle of the field, and it's going to be caught by number 12, Terry Petrie, who makes the catch at the 5-yard line for a first down.
Taylor Perry there with the saving touchdown tackle, not before he picked up a first down.
Those two players have such similar names, it really threw me off. Here comes the snap. Running up the middle is Ranford, fighting for extra yards, almost in, and he will fall into the end zone. Touchdown, Ridge Point. Ranford really fought for extra yardage after the contact, and he just kept his legs churning, falling into the end zone. And that's going to be the first score of the night. It's 6-0 Panthers. Pending the extra point, it'll be 7-0. Carlson's 43 for 43 in PATs. So he's almost a sure thing.
Yep, see if you put the curse on him.
Yeah. Here comes the snap. Good hold up and through the uprights. So that makes the score 7-0 Panthers over Cougars. We're going to take a quick break and be right back. You're listening to TexanLive.com.
Allspa's is so much more than Ace Hardware. Sure, we have nuts and bolts, lawn and garden, faucets and fixtures, lights and locks, even outdoor cooking. But Allspa's is also a boutique, featuring the finest names in jewelry and home accessories. But most importantly, Allspa's is a friendly, helpful family of people who take pride in their products and services. Allspa's is Ace Hardware, and so much more.
Back here live from NRG Stadium, J.W. Smith alongside Bert Brocker for this 5A area round matchup between the Crosby Cougars and the Ridge Point Panthers. Ridge Point marches down the field and scores off a 10-play, 56-yard drive and then a 6-yard touchdown run by B.J. Ranford, and that was an impressive drive for Ridge Point.
It really was, because, different situations there, different downs. They jumped off sides. They hurt themselves a little bit, but, they found a way to go down and just methodically keep moving the ball down the field, and their kicker's got a big leg. He kicked the last one about 2 yards deep. Be curious to see what he does here.
Grant Carlson getting set to kick it off. Here it is. The kick is up, and it's going to go into the end zone again and fielded 8 yards deep, and he's going to take it out to the 5, maybe the 10, to the 15, breaks free all the way down to the 17-yard line before he's brought down, and that's number 6 for Crosby. Terrell Wiley.
Yeah, and that's one that, I guess the coaches will have to talk to him. I know you got a lot of confidence in yourself, but you get the ball in high school on the 25-yard line. You're 8 yards. You don't have an opportunity to break and go for the touchdown, but that's a long way to go just to get back to that point. And, sure, he had the green light from his coach, and he took it. And in this case, going to give up about 8 yards on the play.
Well, the way Crosby's offense has been all year, 8 yards isn't a whole lot, but you don't want to be pinned too far back.
Nope.
So Tristan Cotton, 2 wide receivers far, 1 to the near. Here comes the snap. He's going to fake the handoff to Williams. Now he's under some pressure. Rolling towards the near side. He tosses to Williams at the 17-yard line. Williams breaks free. Down to the 30, 35, 40, and he's going to step out of bounds. No, he's going to get down to the 49-yard line before he's brought down. It looked to me like he had stepped out of bounds a little earlier, but he kept going, and they didn't blow the whistle.
A lot of play in there, and, one of the things referees are actually talking to one of the offensive receiver. He made a great block, and it was a legal block, down the field. So one of the things that you will say about the Cougars is they play through the play, and what a nice job by Williams right there of getting down the field. And like you said, it was close, but no instant replay in high school football.
Here comes the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Williams again, who will be almost corralled at the line of scrimmage, but he breaks free over the midfield mark down to the 48-yard line before he's brought down.
Yeah, what looked like was going to actually be a loss, or at best back to the line of scrimmage. He did a nice job there, breaking off a couple tackles and picking up 4 on the play.
In the gun is Cotton. He'll hand the ball off to Williams again. Williams gets hit at the line of scrimmage, but falls forward for a couple of yards on the gain. And it's going to be 3rd down and short here for the Crosby Cougars.
Big boy Zach Brady there just absolutely plugging up that middle right there for the Panthers.
So 3rd and 4 for Crosby. Now the ball is spotted at the 47-yard line. 1:10 to go here in the first quarter. In the gun is Cotton, looking right, tossing towards the near side of the field, and it's incomplete. He was targeting Shane Hudson.
23, Schuyler State on the breakup.
Well, big decision here for Coach Reardon. Ball's right there at the 40, we'll call it 7-yard line, 4th and 4. So he leaves the offense out there.
Good defense there for Schuyler Slayton on the breakup as he broke on the ball. Here comes a
going to be a quick punt right there.
Quick punt. It's going to go all the way down to the 20-yard line. It's going to take a Ridge Point bounce to the 24 before it's spotted and down. So Ridge Point going to take over at the 23-yard line is where they'll mark it.
26 yards on the clock.
Netherly, as a golf term would say, had too much English on that one. He actually backed that ball up, and that's one that he would have liked seeing go the other direction for about an extra 10, 12 yards. Instead, Ridge Point break there. They actually gained 3 yards from where that ball landed. So here they come back out on their 3rd possession here.
So Shane Gosson, they went down and scored last time out. They have a 7-0 lead. Crosby trailing here early in the game. 52 seconds on the clock in the first quarter. Ranford in the backfield with Gosson. Here comes the snap. He will pitch the ball to Ranford coming towards the far side of the field, looking for a hole. Flag on the play. He gains a couple of yards, but he's brought down by that Crosby defense.
Looks like there were 2 flags, so let's see what they are.
They came in at such delayed times. It's almost like it's going to be 2 separate penalties here.
That's what I was trying to figure out. There was something maybe downfield, but it looks like by the way they're looking, they're going to actually be against Ridge Point, and that'll back them up, and they'll be in probably first down and 20 yards. About going to be right back around the 12-yard line.
Ridge Point has an 8-3 overall record, but really the way that their season's gone, they lost the first 2 games, and then they've really been on a hot streak. They lost to Elkins back on the 15th of October, but as far as an 8-3 team, you got to look at it like they're almost undefeated with the way that they played their season. Here comes the snap, dropping back. It's a screen play to the far side. He's going to catch Ranford, but he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage before he's brought out of bounds.
One of the things I've noticed, Sora, is this kid doesn't look very big from up here, but man, he can bounce off of people. He runs hard.
Number 29, Jalen Howard.
It's funny you mentioned that. He's only 5'8", 167 pounds. So he's one of the smaller guys out there when he's standing amongst his teammates. So
A
it's
lot of speed, though. I've seen him break off a couple tackles and show his speed out there. He lines up as a receiver now.
Trips to the far, 4 wide receivers to the far side. Now they're looking towards the near side, tossing deep down the field. It's going to be incomplete, or is it caught? It's a catch at the 45-yard line by Schuyler Slayton. That's his 5th catch of the year.
And that right there just was step for step, but he came back, and they're going to replay that one.
First and 10, Panthers.
Good catch
What a great
there.
catch right there.
And that will be a handoff to Ranford, who's going to take it up the middle, across his midfield to the 49-yard line. But that catch by Slayton, that was a one-handed scoop-up catch at the 45, giving Ridge Point a very good opportunity with good field position in a first down.
Well, the first quarter will end here. I'm Bert Brocker.
I'm J.W. Smith. We'll be right back. You're listening to TexanLive.com.
DQ, this is the stop sign of Texas. How does your typical Texas mom stop the afternoon munchies?
Mom, we're hungry.
With a quick stop at DQ. From great DQ desserts like the Blizzard to classic dip cones, shakes, sundaes, and more. Because DQ has something for everybody. For the best treats and eats in Texas, there's only one place to stop. DQ, this is the stop sign of Texas.
As a Ford employee, I get to give my friends a special deal on cars, trucks, and SUVs.
It's friends and neighbors pricing, and for a limited time, we're letting everyone in on this deal.
That doesn't happen every day.
And you can see the low price at Ford.com.
There it is.
And that's the low price you'll pay.
It's that easy.
You don't have to negotiate, it's hassle-free.
It's an inside deal.
Now for everyone.
America's best-selling brand now offers friends and neighbors pricing to everyone on all Ford vehicles, but only for a limited time at your participating Texas Ford dealer.
Back here live from NRG Stadium, J.W. Smith alongside Burt Brocker. In that first quarter, Burt, Ridge Point really, neither team really seemed to get anything big going, but Ridge Point had that drive to go score.
Well, and they did pick up 108 yards, 36 on the ground, 72 in the air, and 6 first downs. So that's a 400-plus yard game if you put the math to it. So Crosby defense got to find some way to get stops here.
Dropping back to pass is Dawson. He's going to get wrapped up in the backfield, but he gets away from the pass and tosses it over towards the right side. It's going to be caught at the 30-yard line, and it's going to be taken to the 20, to the 15 before he's brought down, and that's Styler Slayton again on the catch.
And you can hear the crowd. They are absolutely going crazy here. What a play right there, and that was purely done with his feet right there. Nice job of breaking out of the tackle there. Kept his eyes downfield. That's the main thing he did. We'll go back to action here.
Pistol formation, hands the ball off to number 24, Edmondson, and that's going to be up the middle.
Comes in a late flag. We're typically going to see holding, but let's wait and see what no, it's going to be a face mask. So that's going to be additional yardage added onto it.
So a face mask here. It's going to give him half the distance to the goal. That's Cameron Edmondson on his first carry of the game. He's has 51 rushes this year, 271 yards and 2 touchdowns. Not a whole lot of action this year compared to his first teamer, Rainford, but he will come in occasionally, and Rainford's back in the game. So it's first and goal, ball on the 4-yard line. Here comes the snap, running up the middle is Rainford. He's stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Big defensive stand there for Crosby.
Yep, number 40, Nathan White there with the big hit.
So ball is going to be spotted at the 2-yard line. Second and goal here for the Ridge Point Panthers, trying to take a 14-0 lead over the number 2 Crosby Cougars. 10:52 to go here in the first half. Here comes the snap to Ranford, taking it stutter steps, and he's brought down right at the 1-yard line, so he doesn't get in.
Yep. Landry Porter there on the stop, but I think his feet almost slipped out from underneath him, so give Porter the assist there, but the Turf Monster kind of got involved there in that tackle.
Turf Monster's a very dangerous defender, especially down there at the goal line. So Dawson's going to break the huddle, and it's going to be 3rd down and 2, ball on the 2, so 3rd and goal here. Here comes the snap. Rainford's going to take it up the middle, and he's going to fall.
Nope, he did not get there.
Looks like he's going to be short, right? Oh, no, they're going to call it a touchdown. And Ridge Point has taken a 13-0 lead with 10:04 to go here in the second quarter.
Late call there, and where he was actually laying on the ground, I did not think he was going to get the call, but he did. That's why we're up here. They're down there. They can see it a lot better than we can. And this is probably going to be the one place that the Crosby Cougars have not been. They're going to be down by 2 scores.
So that was a very tough run for Ranford. It was very close, but they called it in. And here comes the extra point attempt. It is up and through the uprights. So that is a 14-0 lead here at NRG Stadium. We're going to take a quick break and be right back. You're listening to TexanLive.com.
Allspa's is so much more than Ace Hardware. Sure, we have nuts and bolts, lawn and garden, faucets and fixtures, lights and locks, even outdoor cooking. But Allspa's is also a boutique, featuring the finest names in jewelry and home accessories. But most importantly, Allspa's is a friendly, helpful family of people who take pride in their products and services. Allspa's is Ace Hardware, and so much more.
7 plays, 76 yards, and a 2-yard touchdown run for B.J. Ranford, who took it in. And Crosby is down 14-0 to Ridge Point, and you've got to be sitting there if you're Crosby, the number 2 team in the state, undefeated, haven't lost since December 12th of last year against Cedar Park. You're starting to question exactly what's going on here as you have been hit in the mouth. Burt, this situation for Crosby, as you said, they haven't really been here before this year, and it's been a while since they've been down.
Well, no, they've been down in several games, especially here towards the end of the season, and their offense is so powerful. But they've got to settle down here. They need to get some points here. This ball's going to be returned 2 yards deep. Nope.
He's
going to take a knee on that one. So the coaches did hear me. They did say, hey, if you're in the end zone, Take a knee. Let's take the ball at the 25-yard line.
That's exactly right. I mean, with the way that last drive went, I'm not surprised if they did have that conversation on the sidelines. So the score is 14-0, 10:04 to go here in the first half. Crosby needing some points on this drive. And here comes Tristan Cotton and that dangerous Crosby offense that has so far tonight really been slowed down and tamed by the Ridge Point defense.
Well, this is their first possession of the second quarter. 10:04 to go here in this first half.
So here comes Cotton in the gun. He's going to fake the handoff to Williams, going towards the far side. He's going to toss towards that side of the field, and it's going to be caught by, looks like Shane Hudson making the catch. And he goes out of bounds, so a 4-yard gain. So 2nd down and 6 for the Cougars. In the gun, waiting for the snap, and there's some offensive movement. That's going to be a false start. And somebody got a little antsy down there.
Once again, Ridge Point was shifting there, but they never come across the line, and Crosby's got to settle down here. Now instead of, again, having a 2nd down and 8, you've got her 7, you're going to have a 2nd down and 11.
Well, it's easy to get antsy when you're down 14 points in a playoff game, a big playoff game. So here comes the snap. Dropping back is Cotton. Steps up. Now he's under some pressure. Rolling out towards the far side. He's going to toss the ball out of bounds as he had no one open, and that was just good defense by the Ridge Point side of the ball.
Well, and they put a spy on him right there. That was one thing I've noticed earlier. You know, typically where Cotton has the ability to turn upfield, run, make a lot of big plays with his legs on plays like that, they have a spy out there, and in that case, he felt that throwing the ball out of bounds and living another day was the best decision. 3rd and 11 here for the Cougars.
So 3rd and long, Cotton in the gun, looking left. Now he's going to step out of the pocket and rolling out. He's under some pressure again. Tossing towards Netherly on the near side, and it's going to be caught. And it's going to be a 1st down. And Netherly making a great catch.
Well, you know, and you hate to give comparisons, but there was this little duo up at Texas A&M a few years ago, Johnny Football and, of course, Mr. Evans. And Netherly, without doubt, has bailed his team out a bunch this year. Fake, going to be a screen set up back there, right there. Wow, big pursuit right there by the defense, though.
Cotton just throwing to his receiver. That was Netherly making the catch. But like you said, it was nobody on the Ridge Point side of the ball really fell for that.
Yeah, Bailey was flying in there and actually going to be a no gain. So, you know, and that's kind of their bread and butter play. So, undoubtedly, Ridge Point and Panthers have figured out some way to defend that right now.
So Crosby's been going with 4 wide receivers most of the night, with Williams back next to his quarterback in the backfield. Here comes the snap. Lots of time to throw, tossing over the middle of the field, and he's got his man in and out of the hands as the defense was right there. Bang, bang play. Netherly looking for the flag, but nothing doing there, as that was a really great defensive effort.
Yep. Knew it was going to be close right there. It was running step for step. It's one of those calls that could go the other way. But once again, we've called his number quite a few times. Shyler Staton right there to break that one up.
So it's 3rd down and 10 for the Crosby Cougars, looking towards the sideline for the call from the coaching staff, and now they've got it. Cotton relaying that call to his team. Now he's standing in the gun. They're all set. 8:55 to go here in the first half. Drops back, tosses towards the right side of the field. He's got Netherly nearly the sticks, but I don't think it's going to be good enough for a 1st down. It looked like he might have been a yard short.
What do you do here? 4th and 3.
Short of the 1st down brings
now you leave your offense out on the field.
They're not even thinking about it. They're definitely going for it on 4th and 1. That's where they spot it. So Cotton standing in the gun. You know, he's going to look towards the sidelines. Clock continuing to run. 12 seconds on the play clock. Still got plenty of time. The snap. Fakes the handoff, rolling towards the far side. He's got a man open. It's going to be caught by Hudson for a 1st down at the 49-yard line. Actually, they're going to mark him out at the 50. And that was a very good play on 4th down for Crosby.
And what confidence in your offense. You leave Cotton out there, and what a catch right there by Hudson. Literally dancing on the sideline, getting his feet down in time.
That one's going to go to Williams coming towards the near side. He's going to stiff arm a man. Now he's going to try to get out of bounds, and he's brought down at the 45-yard line inside Ridge Point territory, and Crosby is on the move.
Williams on the carry.
Pursuit was just there the whole time, really preventing anything bigger from busting open.
Yep. Williams managed to get the edge there, but very, very short game before, it's just, man, Ridge Point, I'm impressed. Their defense is flying around here.
Ridge Point knows what the stakes are against playing a team like this. So here comes the snap. It's going to be a keeper up the middle will be Cotton running the ball, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage. He gains maybe a few inches before he's brought down.
Yeah, Travis Buffy there on the tackle, and he just fired through there. And, again, these big men, they've done a nice job of bottling up that middle and not allowing that big lane where Cotton can turn it up and go for big gains. They've done it. This defense has really played so far a really nice game for the Panthers.
Cotton in the gun, standing at the 50-yard line, drops back to pass, tossing deep down the right side of the field, looking for his wide receiver. There's a flag on the play. Netherly was the target, and we'll see who it's on. Incomplete. There was a lot of contact by both players going down the field, but both seem to be playing the ball.
Going to be holding, so that'll be a 5-yard penalty. And I was wondering where the flag was, if that wouldn't be the call, because naturally if you grab them down running down the field, it's a 5-yard penalty. And then, of course, in that case, not a pass interference. Now in high school, of course, you only get 15 yards. It's not a spot foul, but either way, it gives the Cougars another set of downs here. Ball's going to be placed down, it looks, right around the 39-yard line. I apologize. Ball's going to be placed down at the 29-yard line.
15-yard penalty.
So after the 15-yard penalty, ball, like you said, on the 29-yard line, and here comes the referees are going to talk this one over for a second.
Yeah. They're going to move it back where I said. I was going to say, I thought that was a 5-yard penalty. I thought, well, maybe I'm wrong here, but there we go.
So instead of it wasn't a 15-yarder, it was a 10-yarder. So the ball's at the 34-yard line. And Crosby's going to have first down and 10 here. 7:20 to go here in the first half. Two wide receivers bunched, lined up each side. Here comes the snap. Looking right, tosses towards the right side, caught at the 40-yard line, down to the 30 to the 29 before he's brought down. And that
Manny
that was
Netherly
Netherly
there.
again. I was just trying to look like the 6 on his number was bunched up. I thought it was number 18. I'm looking for that over the roster.
Yep. Boy, we've seen a lot of that pitch and catch.
Mm-hmm. And that's one of Crosby's bread and butter go-to plays. I mean, Netherly's really doubling the production of all the other wide receivers. Here comes the snap, tossing to the right side to Netherly again. He's got the ball at the 33-yard line. He gets to the 30 before he stops. So right around the line of scrimmage, it's going to be third down.
Nice job by Ridge Point there. They have, they've done a great job of fighting off of blocks. And, even though a couple of the plays have picked up, I mean, this team, the Cougars, this has been their bread and butter. And Panthers right now, defense is doing a great job of bottling that play up.
Here comes the snap. Hands off to Williams. Williams got a lot of room to run up the middle, but he's going to be stopped at the 26-yard line, and it's going to be short, fourth down. Now Crosby does have a decision to make.
Nah,
I don't think they have the leg for this distance, so you do have to go for it.
Well, you said they haven't kicked a field goal yet. There's a reason for that because they got confidence in their offense, and they're going to go empty backfield here. Trips out to your left, 2 to the right.
And like you were saying, with the way Crosby's offense is built, it's not the odds are they can get the distance that they need here. So empty backfield, trips to the near side. Now Ridge Point's calling a timeout.
And we'll take a break with them. I'm Burt Brocker.
I'm J.W. Smith. We'll be right back. You're listening to TexanLive.com.
The body is incredibly powerful. It's nimble and fluid. But sometimes we push it too far. That's when you need the strength of Memorial Hermann and our body of affiliated orthopedic specialists. With our Iron Man Sports Medicine Institute, they not only get your body back to where it was, they get it to go further. It's what makes us more than just hospitals. We are a body of experts. Memorial Hermann, advancing health.
Back here live at NRG Stadium, J.W. Smith alongside Burt Brocker, and Burt Crosby moving the ball. And they're down 14 points. They have to get some points off this. It's 4th down.
Yep, big play right here for both teams.
Trips to the near side for Crosby. 2 to the far side, 3 to the near. Here comes the snap. He's going to take it up the middle, trying to fight for extra yardage. He's going to be close to a 1st down.
Very close, depends on the spot.
So let's see where they spotted him.
That's going to be a measurement right there, but it is going to be close. And if he gets it, that was all Cotton right there, all Cotton on extending himself there at the end of that play.
Well, you see in the replay up on the board here, he's just churning his legs, fighting for extra yards the entire time. And he gets very close to the 1st down. So here come the sticks. We're going to see what the measurement actually is. And here it is. It's going to be close, folks. And it is a 1st down by about a half a ball.
Yep, and boy, you know, that's just all effort right there.
So 5:37 to go here in the 1st half. Crosby still has not scored, but they are threatening almost to the red zone. 14-0 the score. Panthers leading Cougars.
Don't forget that's 2 4th down conversions too.
On this drive alone, and that's huge. So here comes the snap. It's going to be a handoff. No, the keeper is going to go up the middle. Cotton fighting for some extra yards. 4 flags come in.
That's going to be a personal foul, no doubt about it. Ain't like to rip his head off right there. So
wow.
The world saw that, including us.
Not much to talk about if you're on the officiating crew. So it's going to be a 15-yard penalty against Ridgepoint. Correction, it's going to be half the distance. So here comes official call.
Well, they're going to have 1st and goal, so they are going to have to cross the end zone. There is not a way to pick up a 1st down here. Chains will go away. 1st down marker will go up. And Tristan Cotton and his Cougar offense got to find some way to get the ball in the end zone. 5:13 and clock ticking here in the 2nd quarter.
Here comes Cotton in the gun. He's got his running backs all around him in the backfield. Here comes the handoff to Williams, taking it up the middle, down to the 5-yard line before he's brought down. So good gain there on 1st and goal.
Nice job by the big man right there up front, getting helmet on helmet there and giving the Cougars an opportunity to pick up some additional yards.
So 2nd and goal for Crosby on the 5-yard line. Clock continuing to run. 4:36 to go here in the 1st half. Same formation as last time. Here's the snap. Looking right, looking left. Now he's going to hand the ball off to number 6, Wiley, who's going to get brought down and corralled in the backfield.
That play, that's 2 snaps in a row, though, where Cotton's had to go up above his head right there. And he was just flying in there.
So you get 2nd and goal from the 5. Now you got 3rd and goal from the 10. And here comes Tristan Cotton. He's going to have their standard formation. 2 wide receivers to the far side, 2 to the near, and Williams in the backfield with him. Cotton dropping back to pass. Here comes the throw over the middle of the field. He's got his wide receiver making the catch in the end zone. It's going to be a touchdown, and that's Shane Hudson with the catch.
Hang on just a second. There is laundry on the field down there. Looks like it is going to go against. Thought it may be pass interference on offense. There we go. Defensive pass interference. That will be declined.
Definitely declined. So touchdown. Touchdown Cougars. So they have gotten on the board here with 3:52 to go in the 1st half. Very good catch by Shane Hudson.
Well, and here's an important part. There's no doubt the kicker for Ridgepoint has got a big leg and a great job he's done. Extra points, when you get into playoffs, every point matters. We've seen special teams make the difference in ball games, a lot of them this year. So, Crosby's got to make sure their kicker gets it up and through here.
So here comes the kick snap. Hold is down, and the kick is up and through the uprights. Your score here from NRG, Panthers 14, Cougars 7, 3:52 to go here in the 1st half. We'll be right back. You're listening to TexanLive.com.
At Cavenders, we don't just wear the West, we live it. I live for a good run.
I live for the crowd.
My scar.
7 flat in the short round.
My face.
Working with my partner.
8 seconds, nothing less.
Rooting for the bull.
Cavenders, don't just wear it, live it.
Back here live from NRG Stadium, J.W. Smith alongside head coach Bert Brocker, and Bert Crosby really drove down the field and took command there, and they scored a touchdown.
Yeah, but more importantly, it did take 2 fourth-down conversions, and one of them huge, all the way back on their side of the field. You know, if they don't pick that up, all of a sudden, Ridge Point has great field position again, and, you know, potentially down 21-0. That's a place, no matter how much power the Crosby offense has, that Coach Reardon and his team didn't want. But, you know, you got to have faith in your quarterback. You got to have faith in your offensive line. And more importantly, you know, you got to have faith in your receivers because they threw the ball there. So here we go. Crosby fixed the kickoff here.
So Crosby kicking off for the first time tonight. Here comes the kick. It's on the ground. It's an onside kick, and it's going to be fielded at the 40-yard line, 41. I actually like the call there. It's aggressive, and it's unexpected, but it just didn't go Crosby's way.
Yeah, that's a ball you want to see. I mean, and been involved with many of onside kicks, and as a kicker, you want to see that ball take that second hop and go high in the air or do something different, or either, you know, skid along the ground. But that one just went right to the chest there, and nice job of just fielding the ball and going down on it.
So Ridge Point coming onto the field, ball at the 41-yard line. In the pistol is Dawson. He's got Rainford in the backfield with him, behind him. Here comes the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Rainford, who's going to try to find some room to run on the right side, and he does, and it's a 7-yard gain before he's brought down.
And Ranford just all night long, he's just done a great job of finding that little seam, and it doesn't have to be much. As you said, 5'8", $165, ton of speed. All he's got to have is a little bit of a lane.
In the pistol, handing the ball off to Ranford again, who's going to only gain a yard before he's brought down. This Crosby defensive line this year really has been pretty strong, and it's surprising to me to see Rainford just running up the middle thus far tonight. So in the pistol again, 3rd down and 2 for the Panthers. Here's the snap, hands the ball off, up the middle's Ranford again, and he's going to fight for extra yardage. It looks like he might have gotten the first down.
Depends on which line Jug marks it. The one on the other side looks like it's there. The one on this side looks like it'd be close. Let's see where the actual ball set down. It will be with the one on this side. And I believe we're going to have a measurement here, and we will. And that's just one of those situations very close. And so far, have not seen a lot of decisions have to be made by the Panther head coach. Be real curious to see at midfield if they're short by maybe a football, half a football. What does he do? Does he go for it here?
Well,
you know, big decision to make.
It is a decision, but with the way that you got Ranford back in the backfield averaging 6.1 yards per carry, no decision anyway. But with your running back averaging 6.1, it's not a huge decision on 4th and inches on the 50. Now, if you're back here on your own 20-yard line, I think you punt the ball. But at the 50-yard line, I would expect the kick. So Ridge Point getting a fresh set of downs right at midfield. Ball at the 50-yard line on the near hash. Ranford going out into motion, dropping back to pass. Dawson looking up, looking right. Now he's under some pressure, rolling under pressure again, tossing it out of bounds, just getting rid of the ball.
Nice job right there of realizing he did not have anything there to go to. So instead of taking a chance, just fired that ball out of bounds there. Live another day.
So it's going to be 2nd and 10, ball still at the 50-yard line. Ridge Point has a 7-point lead, trying to extend that here late in the first half. 2:45 on the clock. In the pistol, hands the ball to, no, he's going to keep it. And now he's going to try to get out away from the pressure, but he's going to be sacked in the backfield.
Wow, that's something different. We got a penalty flag.
There is a penalty flag on the play, and I mean, with the way that play was going, wouldn't be surprised if it's a hold.
It is a hold, but here's the question. Do you have 2nd down or 3rd down and 11, or do you have 2nd down and 20?
That is the decision. I honestly, I'm not sure what I would do here. So it's a declined penalty. And it's going to be 3rd down and 11 here for Ridgepoint. Ridgepoint, not efficient throwing the ball. Dawson has 10 interceptions on the season and to only 14 touchdowns. Their bread and butter has been Ranford.
And they're going to go empty backfield here, which is something completely different. They're going to go trips out here right and 2 to the left.
Man goes in motion. Here's the snap, and now looks like they're going to stop the clock. I didn't see a coach calling a timeout, but it looks like somebody did.
All right, we'll take a timeout with them. I'm Bert Brocker.
J.W. Smith, we'll be right back.
At Cavender's, we don't just wear the West, we live it.
I live for a good run.
I live for the crowd.
My scar.
7 flat in the short round.
My face.
Working with my partner.
8 seconds, nothing less.
Rooting for the bull.
Cavender's. Don't just wear it, live it.
Back here live from NRG Stadium, Ridgepoint calling the timeout. That's their second one. 2:15 to go here in the first half. They are up by 7, and it's going to be 3rd down and long here.
Want to give a shout out to Fox Sports Southwest. Every Friday night, the Houston High School football wrap-up show, we bring you, brought by Texan Drive, the greatest plays right here. And what a game we had earlier. We'll talk more about that. They still go empty backfield here, does the Panthers.
So Ranford going in motion, faking the jet sweep, dropping back. He's under pressure on the blind side. He's sacked in the backfield.
And hit hard right there.
Very hard hit by the Crosby defender.
Alex Lewis there.
Alex Lewis coming in on the blind side. No, he never saw it coming, and it's 4th down.
And now it looks like the Cougars will take a timeout, and we'll take it with them. We'll be back shortly.
Hey, it's Bert.
And Jamie. At Texan, we're so thankful for our great team and fantastic fans.
That's right, folks, and we're showing our appreciation, making sure everybody gets a great deal on our Black Friday event.
Every 2015 has to go, and Texan will make you the best deal.
Get new 4-door Sheriffs for just $24,995 or $269 a month.
Or a new GMC Acadia for just $299 a month.
Thank you for helping us become one of the fastest growing dealerships in the nation. Texan Buick GMC, located at 59 in Will Clayton. Shop 24/7, TexanDrive.com.
We treat you better.
Back here live from NRG Stadium, J.W. Smith alongside head coach Bert Brocker. And it looks like after the big sack defensive play, Ridgepoint's going to punt on their own 45-yard line. So here comes the punt. Colson gets it up, and it's an end-over-end punt.
And it looks like a shank.
It shanks it definitely out, and it's going to go out at the 40-yard line. So with that, it's going to be Crosby ball. Fans, make sure to log on to Texan Live each and every week and vote for the Cavender's Player of the Week. Then tune in every Friday night to the Houston High School Football Wrap-Up Show presented by Texan Drive to see who Courtney Madden showcases as the Cavender's Player of the Week on Fox Sports Southwest.
Well, so far, and we've talked about it, go for it on 4th down on your own side, pick it up. Instead of being potentially down at some point in time 21-0, now you have 2:04, which is an eternity for the Cougars, and an opportunity to go down and tie this ball game up. What a change of events here in just a matter of 5 minutes.
Crosby in the gun is caught, and he's going to hand the ball off to Wiley. He's going to take it up towards the far side, but he's going to be brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Didn't really gain much on the play.
No, he didn't. And that jet sweep just is not working. This Ridgepoint Panther defense is absolutely, I mean, they played a great first half here so far and bottled up a lot of the bread and butter. Little jet sweep, little bubble screens, done a really nice job.
Clock continuing to run, 1:39. Here comes the man goes in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Netherly coming in motion on the near side. Coming down to the 45 to the 50 to the 40. Runs over another man, but he's forced out of bounds at the 38-yard line. And he's got to be careful. He was doing the face of a player there. That could get you a 15-yarder. You don't want to do that after a big gain.
No, not after you get a big gain like that. And got a little excited right there. Manny Netherly, I've saw him break so many this year. And instead, nice open field tackle there, knocking him out of bounds.
Dropping back is Cotton, stepping up under some pressure, but he tosses toward the near side of the field. Gets Netherly in the open field at the 20, down to the 15. One man to beat, but he's going to be wrapped up. And he's at the 18-yard line, down to the 10, and it is a first and goal for the Crosby Cougars.
But let me give Schuyler Staten all the credit right there. He literally saved a touchdown. He fought off of a block there, not only once, not only twice, but 3 times, because Manny Netherly typically would have found some way to get in the end zone. But right there, we're rewatching it on the instant replay, and he just continued to fight off of that and hold on for dear life. So nice play right there. We're going to take a timeout with him. I'm Bert Brocker.
J.W. Smith will be right back.
The body is incredibly powerful. It's nimble and fluid, but sometimes we push it too far. That's when you need the strength of Memorial Hermann and our body of affiliated orthopedic specialists. With our Iron Man Sports Medicine Institute, they not only get your body back to where it was, they get it to go further. It's what makes us more than just hospitals. We are a body of experts. Memorial Hermann, advancing health.
First and goal, 1:14 on the clock here in the first half. Crosby trying to tie it up. Cotton in the gun. He puts Williams in motion towards the far side. Here comes the snap. It's a free play. Tossing towards the right side of the field. He's got a man in the end zone, but it's incomplete. Here comes the flag.
And there's another late flag right there, so I'm not quite sure. Looked like going to have offsides on the defense, illegal man on downfield on the offense. So, B, offsetting penalties, replay first down.
That's exactly the call. So here we go again, first and goal, just a do-over here. With 1:08 on the clock, Crosby, like you said, with 2 minutes coming into this drive, 2 minutes is an eternity. They can really march down the field fast.
Yeah, but that's a ball right there. And, you know, you don't pick Tristan Cotton very often, but that's a ball if he releases literally a second or 2 seconds earlier. I mean, he had a man wide open running down the sideline there. That was just a ball he literally held on too long.
So you got Gray Brooks on the near side, Netherly on the far side as wide receivers. Then everybody else is bunched up on the line of scrimmage. Cotton in the gun. He's got Williams in the backfield with him, dropping back, looking right. He's going to toss over the middle of the field towards Netherly, and it's incomplete. And
a lot of contact.
A lot of contact, but no flag. Letting him play it out. It's going to be second and goal. And Stanton, Schuyler Stanton has been there all night, really giving Netherly a hard time. He has given up a few plays, but when you're playing against somebody like Netherly, Bert, you're going to give up some. But he's played very well thus far tonight.
He's run step for step. I've been very impressed with him so far.
Not many people have been able to do that.
No.
So here comes second and goal. Dropping back, stepping up. It's a draw play. Takes it up the middle, gets back to the line of scrimmage, gains maybe 2 yards before he's brought down, and it's third and goal for Crosby now.
Looks like we'll have another timeout. We'll take it with them. We'll see you in just a minute. You're watching TexanLive.com.
The West, we live it.
I live for a good run.
I live for the crowd.
My scar.
7 flat in the short round.
My face.
Working with my partner.
8 seconds, nothing less.
Rooting for the bull.
Cavenders, don't just wear it, live it.
55 seconds to go here in the first half. Crosby's got it third and goal from the 9, and they're going to try to get in on this play and maybe go for it on fourth down in this situation.
You know, I don't know. It's going to just depend on how much yards they pick up right here. You know, it's not much longer than an extra point, and they have done a good job on that. So probably would take the points, even though you saw them go for it on fourth down on the other side. So not going to worry about that. It's third down right now.
Here comes the snap. Dropping back to pass is Cotton. Tossing towards the right side of the field. He's looking for Netherly, and it's intercepted in the end zone. And that is a big defensive play for Ridge Point, and it's a touchback.
And that was the pressure right there. They had brought the blitz right there and put a ton of pressure in Cotton's face. And just like that, the Panthers get off here with a dodge a bullet, really.
Schuyler Stanton has been on top of Netherly all night, and finally it pays off for all of his hard work, getting the interception in the end zone.
And he clearly, we talked about it all night, he's been running step for step, and he just was in the back pocket right there. And He actually broke on the ball better than Netherly did.
Well, he's also made some plays on offense tonight, too. He's been out there on the offensive side of the ball for some plays, and he's made some plays on the offensive side. And he's been making plays on the defensive side now.
Curious to see what they'll do here with the 7-point lead, but they line up in normal formation.
It's going to be a keeper on the far side trying to find some room to run as Dawson. He gets down to the 31-yard line before he's brought down, but it's a first down, so Ridgepoint definitely trying to get at least into field goal range here for their kicker.
And so far in what I've seen in his leg, he's got a big one, so not quite sure where they have to get to.
His long is 47 on the year, so they need to get within that range. Here comes the handoff, trying to find room to run, nothing to doing. Brought down at the 30-yard line. So it's a loss of a yard.
A lot of chipperness going on down there. Right now, you know, with 20 seconds to go here in this first half, be curious to see if Ridgepoint, nope, they're coming off the field. They've decided they're going to take their 7-point lead and go in here. So the way the first half will end, we do have Courtney Madden down on the field, and we will go to her shortly here in a minute. So looking down at her right now, we're going to go down to her right now.
Thanks, guys. I think one thing I want to talk about right now is momentum. Ridgepoint came out with the most momentum, and they got on the board first. It was 14-0 headed into the second quarter, and I think that this is also one of the toughest defenses that Crosby has seen. It was weird to see the score 0-14, and so Tristan Cotton and Manny Netherly finally started connecting, and then they had that interception in the end zone just a couple minutes ago. So I think right now, going into the half, the Panthers have the momentum, and we'll see how it is coming out. But this game right now is all about who has the momentum, and I think in the end, that's who will win. Back to you guys.
Yep, great call down there on the field by Courtney Madden. And we got our halftime show coming up, presented by Panera Bread. Of course, Keith Isabel, what a great job he's done. What a great friend he is. With that said, great first half, both teams battling out. Seen a defensive game here. Wasn't really what I was expecting, but we've definitely seen it. And this Panthers defense, I'm very, very impressed with the way they played this first half against this high-powered offense of Crosby.
It's going to be interesting to see who comes out in the second half with the better adjustments, because Crosby needs to make some, especially with the way that their game's been going. But your score here from NRG, 14-7. We'll be right back after the Panera Bread halftime show. I'm J.W. Smith alongside head coach Bert Brocker. Don't go anywhere. Second half coming your way after this.
DQ, this is the stop sign of Texas. How does your typical Texas mom stop the afternoon munchies?
Mom, we're hungry.
With a quick stop at DQ. From great DQ desserts like the Blizzard to classic dip cones, shakes, sundaes, and more. Because DQ has something for everybody. For the best treats and eats in Texas, there's only one place to stop. DQ, this is the stop sign of Texas.
As a Ford employee, I get to give my friends a special deal on cars, trucks, and SUVs.
It's friends and neighbors pricing, and for a limited time, we're letting everyone in on this deal.
That doesn't happen every day.
And you can see the low price at Ford.com.
There it is.
And that's the low price you'll pay.
It's that easy.
You don't have to negotiate. It's hassle-free.
It's an inside deal.
Now for everyone.
America's best-selling brand now offers friends and neighbors pricing to everyone on all Ford vehicles, but only for a limited time at your participating Texas Ford dealer.
At Panera, we decided a long time ago to avoid the easy road and switch to antibiotic-free chicken. That decision set a lot of things in motion. So now it's not just chickens raised this way. It's more ingredients you can trust. Which has taught us a lesson. Sometimes, what you think is the harder road turns out to be the only one worth being on. Panera Bread. Live consciously. Eat deliciously.
Social officers are Caitlin Harvey, Faith Northern, Alan Black, Tara Ashton, Clarissa Woodard. Tonight, the Cooper Stars will be performing their team song to Shake It Off. The Cooper Stars are proudly sponsored by Kingwood. Good evening, parents, friends, and fans of Crosby and Ridge Point. Now, taking the field is the Crosby High School Big Red Machine. The band is under the field direction of drum majors Lori Embry and Judith Ayala. Directors of the Big Red Machine are Kevin Knight, Michael Leahy, Laura Seal, and Don Hazley. We want to congratulate both Crosby and Ridge Point, whose bands each advanced to state for both marching and concert season. For your halftime entertainment, the band will perform the opening portion of their 2015 UIL contest drill. The Big Red Machine will march to the music of the Borax Night, the New World Symphony. Big Red Machine plays the Crosby Cougar Pipe Song. And now, taking the field is the award-winning Royals dance team. The Royals are under the direction of Mayde and Cinco. Your dance officers are Captain Emily Jacks, co-captains Asia Brown, Marissa Ramsey, and Lieutenants Chandler Camp, Hannah Downing, and Jordan Miller. The dancer of the week is Ashley Kelly. And the Spirit Girls of the week are Sterling Smith and Kayla Brown. The Royals will now perform a fantastic routine to Pretender. Fresh off from their second straight state marching contest appearance, welcome to the field, the Ridgepoint Band and Color Guard. The Ridgepoint Band is under the direction of Michael Barnes, Andrew Lee, Dustin Stalker, and Katie Rock. The section of the week is the bass clarinets. And most improved is drumline. Tonight, the band performs Shout It Out and Cold Hearted. Ridgepoint marching band would like to thank the fantastic administration of Ridgepoint High School and the band boosters for their amazing support. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, GI Care, and silver sponsors, Elaine Patton, Real Estate Agent, Sigma Home Health, and the Spitzer Company. The Ridgepoint Band and our happy and every one of you. Thank you for your time and attention, and go Panthers!
Set to take the field in the second half. Crosby Cougars. For the second half, here comes your Ridgepoint Panthers.
Panthers will be receiving to start the second half.
Back here live from NRG Stadium, J.W. Smith alongside head coach Bert Brocker for the second half between the Crosby Cougars and the Ridge Point Panthers. Crosby really struggling out of the gate. They had a lot of trouble getting going, but they did get some action with Cotton throwing to Netherly for a touchdown. But outside of that, Netherly has been really shut down by the man covering him, Shyler Stanton. And Stanton has been all over the field. He's got some really big plays on the side of the ball for Ridge Point. And he has 2 receptions for 70 yards. He also has that interception in the end zone against Netherly, and that's really been the story of the game, as he's been shutting down the Crosby wide receiver, Netherly. And it's going to be interesting to see, Bert, which team comes out with the better adjustments for the second half as Crosby's getting set to kick it away.
Well, like you said, Ridge Point has 3 losses coming into here, but boy, they do not look like a team. Crosby is really, really dominated, and I'm sure Coach Riordan, like I said, Jeff had a chance right there before, Tristan did to tie the ball game up. So sure he's going to come out here and had a long chat. Going to be a short kick, going to be away for a fair catch right there, taking that to 30.
Sorry.
Fielded cleanly right there.
And that was a good kick. They're keeping it away from the playmakers as they did earlier. They kicked the onside kick. So here comes Ridge Point on their offensive drive for the start of the game.
Well, and it comes down right now too to playing defense. Crosby all year long has struggled in some scenarios. So Crosby's going to need to find a way here to get some stops.
Crosby has been tested earlier this year. They took an overtime game against New Caney to take them down for a victory. But they haven't, other than that, it's been really all Crosby. That's a botched play trying to go to the right side, but Redford went to the left, and it's going to be a keeper up the middle. He still gains 4.5 yards.
Yep, that's one of those deals. That was not a design keeper right there. That was a design play that looked like was going to be a big loss, but instead turned something negative into positive, picked up 4.5 yards there.
So 2nd and 5, Dawson in the gun, or in the pistol, 2 wide receivers on the near side, 1 to the far. He's going to hand off to Redford. Redford finds a big hole on the far side, down to the 40, to the 45, and pushed out of bounds at the 49-yard line. Big gain for Redford.
Well, he showed a lot of speed right there.
And that's really been, you were talking about that early in the game. He's really small, but he's got a lot of acceleration and speed, and he's able to outrun the Crosby pursuit. So let's see what they go with here. 1st and 10, ball almost inside Crosby territory. Ranford's getting the ball again, going up the middle, but nothing doing. And he's going to be brought down actually right at the line of scrimmage.
B.J. Rainford, tackled by number 29, Jalen Albert.
So Rainford had 14 attempts in the first half for 50 yards and 2 touchdowns. He is their offensive production for the first half pretty much. They've just been running the ball down their throats, and that's been the story of the first half. They're just grinding the clock out, and that's why they have a 7-point lead.
Well, not only do they have a 7-point lead, but when you do that, you're keeping Tristan Cotton and that offense off the field. But right there, big man knifed in right there, number 40. And
Nathan White.
Yep,
on the
and
tackle.
he's been in on several plays there. Nice job by him of firing in there and actually causing a 3-yard loss, bring up 3rd down and 11.
This is a very big defensive stand needed here for Crosby. They don't want to go down 14 points in the 3rd quarter. And it's going to be 3rd down and long for the Ridge Point Panthers. Dawson calling the plays to his offensive line.
Cougar Nation up on its feet over there.
Getting loud here at NRG. In the gun, it will be a fake to Radford, tossing towards the near side, and it's going to be caught at the 44-yard line, but it's not going to be enough for a 1st down. It's 4th down. Big catch there for Muhammad.
Going to be about a half-yard short, and they're going to leave the offense out there on the field.
Big tight end Mustafa Muhammad carrying offers right now. Actually got offered from Michigan this morning, but he also has offers from U of H and A&M.
And one of the things that U of H has done is, they've done a nice job of making a commitment this week of saying, hey, we're going to try to find a way to get Coach Herman more money. and looks like the officiating crew is going to actually call for a measurement here. That ball was placed down and then replaced, and the replace puts that ball right on the mark. So be real curious to see if the remark didn't pick up the first down.
So let's see where they mark. Let's see where it comes out as right here.
It's going to be very, very close.
And it is a first down by a nose. And Ridge Point will get a fresh set of downs. And Crosby's going to have to stay out there. And the interesting thing about Mustafa Muhammad is he's only a sophomore. He's already got 3 D1 offers.
Well, and you clearly saw with that big shot he took, you know, he's not afraid to dig in there and give it his all. So here we go.
In the gun, 2 wide receivers at the far, 1 to the near. He's got 2 running backs in the backfield. There's going to be a handoff to Ranford. Ranford stutter steps, finds the hole, and gets 7 yards on the carry. Actually, it's going to be marked for an 8-yard carry. Big run there for Ranford.
Alex Lewis there on the tackle, but not before, as you said, he picked up 8 yards.
So 2nd down and 2 for the Ridge Point Panthers. Ridge Point trying to really put the pressure on Crosby. And they're only averaging 30 points a game, but they're keeping the Crosby offense off the field. And here comes the handoff to Ranford. Ranford taking it up the middle to be close to a first down, if not a first down.
Looks like where they're coming in right there, it will be a first down. We'll wait till the ball is officially marked. Referee from the back says first down, and just like that, got another fresh set of downs. Going to have an opportunity to take more time off the clock right here.
On the 31-yard line, 9:21 to go here in the third quarter. Here's the handoff. It's going to go to, looks like Edmondson, who's going to take it towards the near side. Stutter step, finding some extra room, and gets about 6 yards on the play.
Well, and it looked like he actually had more space to the outside if he could get the edge there. Instead, Edmondson cut back up and still managed to pick up big yards right there.
So, same formation, 2 running backs in the backfield. Edmondson and Redford right back there, dropping back to pass now, stepping up, tossing over the middle of the field, and it is bobbled and incomplete at the 5-yard line.
Yeah, but that was a great defensive play by Taylor Perry right there. He did a great job of breaking on that ball late right there, and Perry did a nice job. So now you have third, we'll call it 4, long 3, short 4, but they do have a big kicker here. So up by 7. If they don't pick it up, we'll wait and see what they have to do. Got 3rd down here coming up.
So here comes the snap, dropping. No, he's going to hand the ball off to Ranford. Ranford's going to run up the middle, and he's going to get the first down right towards the 20-yard line in the middle of the field. And it's a first down for Ridge Point, and that was a big run for Ranford. And now it's first down Panthers.
And he runs hard. That's the one thing that I will say about him, is he runs hard.
So looking towards the sidelines is Dawson, and Dawson in the first half, 10 attempts, 6 completions, 110 yards through the air, which is not very typical of a day of production for them through the air. Here comes the handoff. It's going to go up the middle, and another gain of 4.5 yards, and that's all you need if you're going to grind the ball out.
Edmondson, though, right there shows he's got some running ability. He's done a nice job of yards after contact, and this Crosby defense is going to have to dig deep here, find some way to get a stop.
2nd and 6 for the Panthers.
2nd down and 6, ball on the 16-yard line. Ridge Point in the red zone. Fakes the handoff, rolling towards the far side under pressure. It's a screen play, tosses over the middle. Ranford catches the ball at the 4-yard line, and he's down at the 1.
Very close to getting in right there, but man, he's elusive. Little man just slipped out of the backfield right there. Nice job by the quarterback, though, right there, of Dawson, of getting that ball off to him, because he had a ton of pressure coming in his face, just floated the ball nicely, and then, of course, Ranford did the rest and almost got into the end zone.
So 1st and goal from the half-yard line now. Dawson breaks the huddle, takes his guys to the line. Under center, handing the ball off to Ranford, falling into the end zone, touchdown, Ridge Point, and they have taken a 6-point lead. 13-point lead. Here comes the extra point unit. It's gonna.
Well, and they took 5.5 minutes off the clock right there. They moved the ball down the field. Never was really in a bad situation there. Just big boys up front. Man, what a nice job of blocking. And you know, this is going to be an uncomfortable position for Crosby. right now Ridge Point has 236 yards of offense. Pending this PAT here, they'll be up by 14.
And Carlson getting set. Hold is down, kick is up and through the uprights. And that is good. Your score here from NRG, Panthers of Ridge Point 21, Crosby Kruger 7, 7:27 to go here in the third quarter. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You're listening to TexanLive.com.
Allspa's is so much more than Ace Hardware. Sure, we have nuts and bolts, lawn and garden, faucets and fixtures, lights and locks, even outdoor cooking. But Allspa's is also a boutique, featuring the finest names in jewelry and home accessories. But most importantly, Allspa's is a friendly, helpful family of people who take pride in their products and services. Allspa's is Ace Hardware, and so much more.
Back here live from NRG Stadium, J.W. Smith alongside head coach Burt Brocker. Crosby just gave up an 11-play, 70-yard drive, followed by a 2-yard touchdown run by B.J. Ranford, and Crosby's in trouble, Burt.
Well, they're in a different position. I wouldn't say trouble. This team's too high powerful, and they haven't had an offensive possession here. But they're definitely in a position where they're going to need to go downfield and get some points on the board. You do not want to be down 2 scores.
So that ball's going to be fielded by Williams inside the end zone. He's going to take it out towards the 10-yard line, but he's going up the field the wrong direction, and he's brought down to the 9. And that was a bad decision. Second time tonight that a return man has made a bad decision coming out of the end zone.
Yeah, and, what a nice job right there of the kick team.
Good coverage for the kick team, like you said, but with the situation that Crosby's in, I can understand Craig Williams wanting to make a play. So it's a big game. They try to bust something open here. So it's 1st and 10 from the 9-yard line inside their own territory. Crosby has to go almost the length of the field for a touchdown. Cotton in the gun. 2 wide receivers far to the near side. Dropping back to pass. Standing in the end zone now. Rolling up towards, he's going to keep it himself. But he's brought down to the backfield and sacked at the 7-yard line. Nowhere to go with the ball.
Harper there with the tackle, and nice job it was. I mean, that's where Cotton has earned his ranks this year. He's done a nice job of breaking plays like that, but wasn't nothing there happening.
He has been pretty elusive, but that time the pursuit was there and the sack got him. Here comes the snap, dropping, rolling up towards the handoff now. That was Trey Edwards on the carry. That's his first one tonight.
Getting a little chipper down there. This is where, the refs will take control of the game. There's no doubt about that. So, going to bring up a 2nd down and we'll call it 3rd down, an 8, ball on the 11-yard line.
So, Cougars in a 3rd and 8 situation here. Waiting for the snap is Cotton. Here it comes, drops back to pass. He's got a 3-man rush. He's under pressure in his own end zone. Now he's getting away from it, tosses towards the right side of the field and throws it out of bounds and away. And it's going to be 4th down for Crosby, and they're going to have to kick it away.
Nice defensive stand right there by the Panthers, though.
Dennis Asagane, he was all over Cotton, right on top of him, and Cotton could feel him breathing down his neck. That's why he had to get rid of the ball.
Yeah, Asagane's been involved in several tackles and really causing havoc there in the backfield.
So Jordan Hill gets set. He's standing in his own end zone, and the kick is up and away. And it will take a good bounce towards the Ridge Point side, down to the 30-yard line, still rolling, and it will be down at the 25. So a good punt there. And now Ridge Point has to take the ball a long way, but with the way they've been running so methodically.
Yeah, that was a 75-yard punt. 63, I apologize.
Well, it was 63 from the line of scrimmage, but where he was standing, it was definitely a 75.
Yeah,
so.
What a kick right there. That was a break for the Cougars, and they've been looking for every break they can, but their defense has got to they've got to find some way to get a turnover here, make something happen here. If you're Ridge Point, you want to do what you did on the last possession. You want to continue the struggle. You want to go down the field and take time off the clock.
So here comes the snap. Dawson handing the ball off to Ranford, and Ranford's going to take it towards the far side. He's going to gain 5 yards on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and 5. So that's what they've been averaging most of the night, and they've just been running it right down and right up the middle towards
Well, in yards after contact, you watch it. He was hit right there, right around the line of scrimmage, and just kept fighting and managed to pick up 3.5, 4 yards right there after first contact.
Same formation in the gun. Dawson tossing towards the right side of the field. He makes contact with his receiver who makes the catch, breaking a couple of tackles down to the 50-yard line.
He may go.
Oh, no, he's going to go out of bounds, but he was gone had he not just tiptoed out of bounds there. David Packard.
But what a nice job right there of staying on his feet. And like you said, I don't know exactly how far out of bounds he stepped right there. It was very close, but if he doesn't step on that line, he's still running. He's in the end zone.
So in the gun, here comes the handoff towards the near side. It's going to be a few yards on the play to gain. So it's going to be 2nd down and 6, maybe 7 here. Edmondson getting the ball. So they've come out with a different formation here in the second half, Bert. It's Edmondson and Rainford in the backfield. In the first half, they ran a lot out of the pistol. So they're throwing a different look at Crosby, and it seems to be working.
Well, and they're putting one on each side, so they've got different options. They can fake the handoff one side and go the other, which they did right there. They're running a lot of crossing up right there. Not much room to run there, though. Good job by the Crosby defense. Looks like they're only going to gain about a yard. But the key to that is, if you're watching, one back is actually cutting in front, the other back, so he's got options of where he wants to go with it. And if you're the Cougars, you've got to get a stop right here. You've got to find some way to help your offense out and ideally find some way to get a turnover. But more importantly, you need to stop the Panthers here.
So in the gun, Dawson fakes the handoff, dropping back to pass, tossing towards the near side of the field, and it's going to be dropped.
Well, that right there wasn't necessarily, I'm sure, how Cougar Nation necessarily wanted to see it, but that right there was just clearly a drop ball, and Flores was open out there. Nice throw. It's just one of those balls, we are still in a big high school football game, and, no matter what anybody says, a lot of emotion down there on the field right now.
Oh, that's definitely true, especially for a team that's up right now 14 against the number 2 team in the state. They had an opportunity to go up 21.
Yep, Netherly's not back here to return this punt, so Dalba, he's feeling a little bit of something here. Another great kick, though.
Good spiraling kick. It's going to go out of bounds, and they're pinning him deep at the 7-yard line. Looks like actually the 8. Well, now it's the 9. So
7, 8, 9.
9-yard line is where they'll officially mark it, but still, Crosby's starting exactly where they started on their last drive that they were unable to get any real good production out of. Here come the Crosby Cougars trying to find an answer here. They're down 14 with 4:06 to go here in the third quarter.
Well, I think the big thing is typically when you're watching Cougar Nation offense, Cotton has more time. He's been pressured almost from Jump Street to have to start moving around.
Dropping back to pass, screen play setting up. Here comes to Netherly on the near side. No, correction, that's going to be Wiley taken towards the far side. And he's down at the 10-yard line. Some extracurricular activities going on, and that's going to be a penalty. Somebody got a little chippy down there, so it's going to be most likely a half the distance here. But we'll wait for the call from the referees.
That could have been after the play, too, and if that's the case, yep, it's going to be against Crosby. In this case, you're only going to lose 5 yards, even though it's a 15-yard penalty, because it would be half a distance. Curious to see, though, if it was after the play, if it'll, yep, dead ball. So it'll be 2nd down and 15 right there. And, that's you can't do that. Those are kind of mistakes that in playoff games, you've got to hold your composure. I know they're frustrated right now. No, the offense isn't flowing the way they want it to. But, you can't put yourself in negative plays just because you're frustrated.
So Crosby has 2nd and 15 here. Standing in his own end zone is Cotton, dropping back, steps up, tossing towards the near side of the field. He's got a man open. It's going to be caught at the 17-yard line and out at the 18. It's going to be Shane Hudson making the catch and getting him the first down.
Well, it's going to be real close. They may have to measure in this. Let's wait and see what they did here.
It is very close. Let's see what they do. I thought they had it.
I thought they did too.
But it looks like they're not even.
No, they are going to give them first down here.
We're at a pretty good angle for this. So it's first down, waiting for the chains to get set. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, that is definitely over the line.
Well, once again, there's a reason we're up here, they're down there.
That's true.
I thought, well, he had the first down for sure, and then I thought, well, heck, I ain't even going to give him the first down. And then all of a sudden, yes, it is a first down. And now they're getting together again, and I don't know how you go backwards here. Yep.
So there's the official call. It is first down, Crosby, after the great catch there by Shane Hudson on the near side of the field.
But not only did Hudson catch the ball, but he managed to keep his momentum going forward and pick up additional yards after catch for the first down.
Trips to the far side. Handoff goes to Williams. He's got a lot of blockers to follow. Trying to find the edge and does not, and he's pushed out of bounds. Actually loses a couple of yards on the play.
What he finds is a house full of Panthers. And once again, that's a play where Williams has almost got to try to cut it back up. When you get out there, I mean, exactly what you're supposed to do on the defensive side of the ball. You just keep stretching the play out, and you use the out-of-bounds marker as your 12th man out there.
2nd and 10 for the Cougars. Trips to the near side this time. Dropping back to pass is caught, and he's under immediate pressure. Now he's going to have to roll out towards the near side, looking for somebody open, and it's going to be caught down here. Incomplete, actually came out of his hands. That was Terrell Wiley almost making the catch. But good defense for Ridgepoint.
Yeah, and I'm a little, that's one of those things where, you typically see Cotton turn on the jets there and get that outside edge. So that's something I have not seen. Cotton has really been bottled up, but it's what I talked about earlier before this possession started. This offensive line struggling against the big boys from Ridgepoint. Cotton's had a lot of pressure on him early, and it's not allowed him to survey the field downfield.
3rd down and 10, Cotton in the gun. 2 wide receivers near and far, dropping back to pass now. Under pressure, but now he's got a little bit more time, rolling towards the near side. Tosses it out of bounds. Nothing doing there. He just has nowhere to throw the ball, and he doesn't have any time either.
And Hudson had broken open over here, but when you've got that kind of pressure on you and being able to still see it downfield, I mean, that just is a ton on a quarterback. And once again, I continue to talk about it, but, man, this defense, unbelievable. Crosby Cougars, 2:48 to go in the third quarter, have 7 points on the board.
That's almost unheard of, especially for a team averaging almost 485 yards a game and 40 points per game, as that kick is high spiraling, going to be fair caught at the 48-yard line, and Ridgepoint getting the ball back in pretty good field position.
Ball on the Panther 49, 30-yard line.
Flores has done a nice job, though, right there of fielding the ball cleanly. And, and that's one of the things, just, when you're looking at it, you've got to make sure that on a punt like that, because he had no protection around you, that you field the ball cleanly. And he did his part, put his hand up in the air, waited for fair catch, and then fielded it cleanly. And his offense now has got the ball almost at midfield.
So they're going to go back to the pistol now. With Ranford in the backfield, he's going to fake the handoff, tossing towards the near side. He's got his man, incomplete, in and out of his hands. Bazan was the intended receiver, but he might have just tried to run a little bit too early there.
Well, he did, and I think he heard footsteps right there, but that's one of those plays that, again, you see it so many times in high school. Receiver just a little bit before the ball gets there wants to take off, and in this case, it probably actually saved him probably 2, maybe even 3 yards there.
So 2nd and 10 now for Ridgepoint. Man goes in motion in the pistol. It's going to be a pitch play to Ranford, who's going to take it towards the far side, but he's going to be brought down right around the line of scrimmage. I think he might have gained a yard before he's brought down. But it's going to be 3rd and long here for Ridgepoint either way. Yeah,
and Taylor Perry again flying up in there. And nice job by him. Stops the clock, too. 2:18, now it's going again. They must have said his momentum was stopped before he went out of bounds. We'll be under 2 minutes by the time this next snap happens.
So 3rd and 9 here. Ball right on the 50-yard line on the far hash.
Cougar Nation trying to get in it. Fans up there on their feet. Yale squad's getting after him to get loud here.
Trips to the near side in the pistol. Dropping back is Dawson. He's looking deep down the middle of the field. He's got his man. It's going to be caught at the 15-yard line. He breaks free, and it is a touchdown for Ridgepoint.
What a pass right there. That was absolutely thrown back shoulder there. Only place where his receiver could catch it.
David Packard on the catch. That's his 4th touchdown catch of the year. And Crosby is now down 27-7 late in the third quarter.
down 20 points. This is somewhere I can guarantee you Crosby has not been this year.
And the problem is you're going to start seeing Crosby start to press late in the game. I've seen comebacks. I've seen teams with this kind of power, with this kind of offense come back, but with the way that the defensive line for Ridge Point has been playing tonight, it's going to be a tough battle. As the hold is down, the kick is up and through the uprights. Your score here from NRG, Ridge Point 28, Crosby 7, 147 to go in the third quarter. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back. You're listening to TexanLive.com.
Allspa's is so much more than Ace Hardware. Sure, we have nuts and bolts, lawn and garden, faucets and fixtures, lights and locks, even outdoor cooking. But Allspa's is also a boutique, featuring the finest names in jewelry and home accessories. But most importantly, Allspa's is a friendly, helpful family of people who take pride in their products and services. Allspa's is Ace Hardware, and so much more.
Back here live from NRG Stadium, Ridge Point goes on a 4-play, 51-yard drive and a 50-yard touchdown pass by Shane Gosson to David Packard, and only took 53 seconds off the clock to take a 28-7 lead over the Crosby Cougars. And now Crosby's going to get the ball back down big.
Well, and you know, you go back to the way the game ended right before the half. Crosby had a chance to tie it up. Cotton threw an interception. Staten out there with the big pick. And, you know, right now, this Ridge Point Panther defense is unbelievable. I cannot believe what I'm seeing here tonight.
Big kick down towards the end zone. It's going to be fielded and kneeled down by Williams, who's not going to take it out. Crosby needs to get the ball at least the 25-yard line to get something going. So 50-yard touchdown pass by Gosson. And that was Packard's fourth touchdown catch of the year. And as I said earlier, this team is playing like a team that does not have 3 losses. They're playing a very good game, very solid, sound game against a Crosby team that is very disciplined and very good. But tonight, Crosby seems to be struggling against that defensive line of Ridge Point. So here come the Crosby Cougars trying to get something going here to go into the fourth quarter, 1:47 on the clock. Trips to the near side. It's going to be a fake handoff and a keeper up the middle. And Cotton takes it for 5 yards. Correction, that's Trey Edwards.
Cotton did hand it off. I wasn't sure there.
I
We're up here high in the sky, but Cotton did hand it off straight up the middle there.
Here comes the snap. Cotton waiting for it. Here it comes. He tosses it towards the near side to Edwards. Edwards makes the catch at the 27. He breaks free down to the 35-yard line and puts a big hit on a defender from Ridge Point, and the ball is out at the 36.
Saw something fly off the helmet there. That was a gigantic hit right there, and I'm not sure who laid it, whether it was offensively or defensively, but either way, both of them pop up. Defensive man taps him on the head, says nice job, and we're back to playing football.
So
minute 16 to go here in the third quarter.
The referees are calling a timeout here. We'll see what they're discussing here. Line judge.
May have been a mouthpiece that flown out right
That's
there.
what you saw flying out of a helmet. It was a mouthpiece that ended up on the bench at Ridge Point's side. So he laid a hit big enough to toss his mouthpiece about 5 yards.
That was Trey Edwards there. Like I said, wasn't sure which way it got laid, but at the end of the day, 1st and 10 for the Cougars.
And now here comes a timeout for Crosby, so we're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back. You're listening to TexanLive.com. Don't go anywhere.
Register online at CESperformance.com for your sports performance program. CESperformance.com has multi-month memberships and team training. CESperformance.com has baseline performance testing included with every athletic development program. Schedule your athletic evaluation at CESperformance.com, and there's no cost or commitment. Be prolific at CESperformance.com.
Back here live from NRG Stadium, J.W. Smith alongside Bert Brocker. Bert, there's a fun stat that I just received from Chance back here. Let me know that Crosby hasn't actually crossed the 50-yard line yet tonight, or in this half at least. And their first 2 drives started on the 9, this one's starting on the 25-yard line. So that's the first step, is Crosby needs to get across the 50. They go with a 5 wide receiver set, 3 to the far side, 2 to the near. Dropping back is Cotton under immediate pressure, being flushed out of the pocket on the far side, and here comes the pursuit. He tosses it out of bounds. He knew he was being chased right down to the very end of that play.
Chad Bailey there with a big-time pursuit on the backside, and again, I'm just amazed with the speed of the Panthers here. I mean, Cotton, typically, when he has that outside edge, he's just going to turn it on and outrun everybody. Instead, he's not able to get that edge, and that naturally goes back into the defense. Fakes it, sets up the screen right there, back to Netherly. Netherly breaks a tackle, still on his feet. He may go the distance. He got one man to beat right there, stiff arms him. He gets a break back up. That's 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Manny Netherly. That is what has been missing. Netherly has done that all season long, but less than 18 seconds tick off the clock. 54 still go here in the third quarter, and that's going to pull the Cougars to within 15. Still a long ways from home, though. They've got to figure out something defensively. This Ridge Point Panther team has been unbelievable on offense tonight.
Manny Netherly, that move he made across the middle of the field was so athletic that he was able to just completely fake out as that kick goes up and through the uprights. Your score here from NRG, 28-14, Crosby trailing. 54 seconds to go in the third quarter. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You're listening to TexanLive.com.
Hey, it's Bert.
And Jamie. At Texan, we're so thankful for our great team and fantastic fans.
That's right, folks, and we're showing our appreciation, making sure everybody gets a great deal on our Black Friday event.
Every 2015 has to go, and Texan will make you the best deal.
Get new four-door Sheriffs for just $24,995 or $269 a month.
Or a new GMC Acadia for just $299 a month.
Thank you for helping us become one of the fastest growing dealerships in the nation. Texan Buick GMC, located at 59 in Will Clayton. Shop 24/7, TexanDrive.com.
We treat you better.
Back here live from NRG Stadium, Crosby goes on a 4-play, 75-yard drive, 63-yard touchdown pass from Cotton to Netherly, and that's his first reception of the half, and boy, did they need it bad.
Well, and they still haven't been on the other side of the 50 yet. They ended up there. They even ended up in the end zone. But in the second half, it does not look like that they will have a possession on the other side of the 50.
And that's an interesting stat even for the Crosby Cougars. I know they had that long drive or that long touchdown pass, but they haven't been able to sustain a drive yet. And that's going to be an interesting thing to see if they can do that in the fourth quarter, as that kick is high.
That ball's going to hit on the ground right there, and the
Crosby
Cougar has it. Wow, what a turn of events.
Crosby has taken the ball at the 25-yard line inside of Ridge Point territory, and now the momentum has shifted into their favor.
Well, now if they can execute here quickly, we got a ball game. Because that right there was just clearly miscommunication. And that was a perfect high kick right in between the second man and the man in the back. The man up thought the man behind him was actually going to come up and field it. Instead, he hesitated for a second. The ball had a ton of spin on it, and the ball was actually recovered right there by number 2 for the Cougars. Joseph Pickney.
That ball will be handed off, and it's going to be stopped in the backfield. Williams nowhere to go. He's going to lose a couple of yards, but that kick had that backspin like you would have on a par 3 golf. Just hits the ground and comes right back towards the hole, and the hole being the arms of the Crosby kicking team.
Well, the offense has got to do something. That's not a good start right there. You go backwards 2 yards. 2nd down and 12 right here.
So in the gun is Cotton, waiting for the snap. He's got Williams in the backfield with him. Dropping back to pass, tossing deep down the right side of the field, looking for Netherly. And it's going to be almost picked. It is picked off at the end zone. It's going to be taken. It might be a pick 6. Down to the 20, to the 30-yard line, down to the 35. And now he's going to be corralled by a few Crosby players and brought down. Big interception there for Ridge Point. And making the interception was David Packard.
40 yards on the return.
I'm sorry, number 34. Chad Bailey, the outside linebacker, who almost had a pick earlier in the night, and there's a flag on that play. But it's against Crosby.
Well, You get the break, you need it. You throw, again, tonight, Cotton has put a lot of air underneath the ball, and that just allowed, it's going to be a personal foul, so they're going to get 15 yards added onto that 40-yard run back. That's going to be huge, but just a funny game here tonight, but without doubt, have not seen the Panthers before today. What a football team here, but I'm rewatching it on the replay right there, and he just left that ball up in the air.
Correction, that was number 23, his second interception, Shyler Slayton.
Shyler Slayton, yeah, we've called his name a bunch.
That ball will be handed off up the middle, and it's going to be a gain of 7 yards. Still trying to fight for extra yards, but they'll blow it dead. And that's his second interception tonight.
Edmondson there with the hard run downhill, and that's how your third quarter will end. Cougars 14, Panthers 28. We've got 12 minutes left to go here in the ball game. You're listening to TexanLive.com.
Back here live from NRG Stadium, J.W. Smith alongside Burt Brocker for the fourth quarter between the Crosby Cougars and the Ridge Point Panthers. The Panthers have a 28-14 lead and are inside Crosby territory trying to go back up by 21. And Burt, Crosby needs a big defensive stand here.
Yes, they do. They got the break they were looking for, and then on on second down through the interception. So momentum switched quickly back to the Panthers side.
Dawson handing the ball off to Ranford, who will run the ball down to the 35-yard line.
Going to be about a yard short right there, but, that just shows his patience. There wasn't hardly anything there, but Ranford just kept waiting, and finally found a little seam right there and cut it up, and what looked like it was going to be literally no gain ended up picking up 2 yards and now brings up a 3rd down and 1 here.
So 3rd and very short here for Ridge Point. And Crosby needing, like I said, they need to get that big stop to really keep the momentum in their favor. They've lost it. They had the momentum. Here comes the handoff to Edmondson, and he will take it up the middle. It'll be very close to a first down. Actually, the extra effort will give him the first down. So first down, Ridge Point. The clock continued to run down to 11 minutes and 20 seconds. They stopped the clock to reset the chains.
Ranford and Edmondson both, they've been kind of like thunder and lightning. One of them pounds it, one of them is lightning quick. So nice job by them, and they've actually lined them up. You said it earlier in the third quarter. They actually were lining them up both. They've been in a pistol a lot. Now they go back to the kind of a 3-back type offense with the quarterback in the center and the gun.
And if you look on defense, Crosby has no safety back there. They got all the guys up in the box because they're expecting the run. Here comes Ranford taking it up the middle. And they've made that adjustment, and Ranford's really getting slowed down as he only gained a couple of yards, maybe 1 on that play.
Jose Mendez there on the stop. 10:42 to go here in this ball game. The Cougars right now cannot afford to give up any more points. They have to find a way to stop the Panthers here and get the ball back, and the turnovers, would be great for them, but they have to get a stop here.
So Dawson in the gun. He'll hand the ball off to Edmondson. He's going to try to find a hole, cuts it back, but he's wrapped up and brought down after he might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but no gain on the play. It's going to be 3rd and long.
Yeah, Joseph Pickney there firing in.
And going back to Tristan Cotton's interception, that's only he came into tonight with only 7 on the season and 28 touchdowns, just thrown 2. And that's definitely not near his production.
And both of the balls have hung up tonight, and I'm not quite sure what's going on. Also seen him a couple times not be able to get the edge. He just hasn't looked like, the Tristan Cotton that we've seen coming into this ball game.
Dawson waiting for the snap. He will fake the handoff, tossing over the middle. It's going to be caught at the 20-yard line. Muhammad take it down to the 5, end zone, touchdown Panthers. And it's a 20-point lead again.
Yep, and Muhammad, as you said earlier, that clearly right there shows why he's already got the offers he does, because defensive guy there had a clear shot on what looked to be an interception, but Muhammad kept his concentration, not only made the catch, but then ran it in untouched into the end zone.
So here comes the extra point to make it a 21-point lead. Carlson perfect this season in extra points. Kick is down, hold is good. It's up and through the uprights. And we have a new score here, 35-14, Crosby trailing Ridge Point, 9:38 to go in the fourth quarter. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You're listening to TexanLive.com. Back here live from NRG Stadium after a 4-play, 46-yard drive. The 31-yard touchdown pass from Dawson to Muhammad puts Ridge Point up 35-14 here midway through the fourth quarter. Here comes the kick. It is up, and it is a hard, long kick down into the end zone. It's going to be kneeled out, and they're going to take it to the 25.
Well, and, you know, one of the things that has got the Cougars in trouble is trying to return those balls from deep like that. So, you know, we talk about field position. You talked about it earlier. Cougars had not been on this side of the 50. They did not get on Ridge Point side of the 50 in the third quarter. But now, I mean, this is where they know if they lose tonight, they're done. And, you know, this is not the vision they had for this season. And so, you know, if you're going to get back in this game, you've got to do what they've done so well. You've got to go quick here. Looks like they're maybe in a different Wildcat formation here.
Yeah, they've got a different quarterback back there. It's going to be a fake, and he's going to take it up to a keeper up himself. He's going to gain 3 yards on the play, and that's going to be Edwards taking the ball himself on that.
Yeah, but Edwards was back there. Actually had Cotton back there with him, but that was just a direct snap to him there. Cotton back in the shotgun here.
So Edwards in the backfield with Cotton. Cotton waiting for the snap. Drops back to pass. 4-man rush. Tossing it deep down the middle of the field, and it's going to be almost caught, but dropped by Edwards out of the backfield at the 40-yard line.
You know what? That was a great effort right there by Edwards, but the one thing you do not want to take away from is what defense right there. He was literally running step for step, looking back at the ball. That is the one thing right there, and almost coming down with it. We're watching it on the replay there, but, man, what a nice effort by Edwards, but great defense right there by the Panthers.
Cotton dropping back. He's got 4 wide receivers this time. Tossing towards the right side on the stop route. It's going to be Netherly making the catch, but gets 6 yards on the play, but it's not going to be enough for a first down.
Well, down 21.
I honestly, at this point in the game.
Yeah, your offense is going to stay on the field.
So it's 4th and 1 here for Crosby. I don't like to say this with 8:41 to go, but this could be the game with the way that the offense has been running with Ridge Point. So Cotton in the gun. Fakes the handoff, rolling out towards the far side. He's got his man catching the ball and going out of bounds. And that's going to be
Hudson there
Shane
with
Hudson.
the reception. Hudson's had several of those. That's just a little just fake run inside and just roll out right there. And Hudson's done a nice job. Those are possession receptions, and that will give the Cougars extra set of downs here.
So 1st and 10 for the Cougars. Ball on the 38-yard line. Trips to the near side. Cotton takes the snap, drops back, tosses it over the middle of the field, and it's going to be bobbled and almost intercepted again on the far side going towards Netherly. And
once again,
Staten's just been all over Netherly, and it's almost to the point where if you're Cotton, you're going to stop throwing to him.
Well, that's hard to do when all year long your man has been there for you. But, I mean, Staten showed great athleticism there. He not only managed to run step for step with Netherly, but he almost tipped that ball and came down with his own tip.
So 2nd and 10, Cotton in the gun. Puts his man in motion out of the backfield. Pump fakes towards the right side. Here comes the screen play towards the near side. He's got Edwards, who gains 3 yards on the play. And that was a very long play to only gain 3 yards. But
and a one-handed catch right there. Watching that up on the big screen. He literally came down with that ball with one hand there. And
that catch.
Catch was pretty. 3 yards was not what they were looking for.
3rd and 7, Crosby in the gun waiting for it. Here comes Cotton dropping back to pass, steps up. He's under pressure now, tossing towards the right side of the field, and he's trying to connect with his wide receiver on the far side, but it's out of bounds, incomplete, 4th down.
That was Hudson out there, the intended target, but nothing there. And once again, 4th down, and you know, like I said, you got to go for it here.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. I mean, with only 7:51 to go, you're down 35-14.
But the pressure, I keep saying the pressure. Again, Cotton.
In the gun, dropping back, 4th down, 4-man rush, stepping up. He's under some pressure, going towards the outside. Toss it deep, and it's incomplete, out of bounds, and it's a turnover on downs. Ridgepoint with a huge defensive stand.
Well, great coverage downfield right there, but more importantly, the pressure up on the inside. And that was with 4 men. You said it as they were rushing there.
Oh, yeah.
But that's going to be a turnover and downs, and 7:44 to go. Now your back's against the wall. You're going to have to start taking some chances, try to find some way to strip the ball. You've got to make something happen here quick.
You've really got to hand it to Ridgepoint's defensive game plan here. Jimmy Hammond and the defensive coordinator for Ridgepoint. Their game plan has been to really disrupt Cotton and just bottle up Netherly, and that's exactly what they've been able to do. And then the offensive game plan has been to keep Crosby off the field, and that's what they've been able to do as well. So everything on Ridgepoint's side of the ball has been just the perfect execution, and it's the opposite story for Crosby. That ball is only a 3-yard gain there for Ranford.
Yeah, well, and actually they're going to give him 2. But, you know, the one thing you got to do right here is you got to hold the ball. They're going to take the play clock down, 35. You know, so you're going to be below 7 minutes when this next snap happens. And, you know, these are where the offense of the Panthers becomes so powerful, because nice job. They've had no turnovers so far tonight. They've done a nice job of controlling the game, and they'll let this clock go down under 10 here before they get set up to run this next play.
That's exactly what I would do. Let the clock go all the way down to 1 second before you snap it. Here comes the snap. It's going to be a pitch to the near side, and Ranford finding a hole down to the 30 to the 26-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds. So big gain and a 1st down there for Ridgepoint, and they're inside field goal range for Carlson, but they're trying to get 7 here. They're not playing for a field goal.
No, right now and he did a nice job of not only picking up the 1st down, but he stayed in bounds, it looked like. They're going to keep the clock rolling there.
Ridgepoint only averaging 30 points per game this year, and offensively only 347 yards total offense. So they've already surpassed the points per game, and I'm waiting to see what their total offensive production is in yardage. But I can guarantee you it's going to be close. Here comes the snap. Looking towards the right side, but it's a botched play. Trying to hand it off to the wrong man.
Dawson, quarterback, Kingwood. Landon Brown on the tackle.
So, yes, Ridgepoint total yardage right now is 370, and they've been averaging 347 all season. So they've already surpassed their total average for the year. In the gun, waiting for the snap. He'll hand it off to Edmondson, it's going to be Ranford who's going to take it up the middle down to the 20-yard line before he's brought down, and now Ridgepoint is inside the red zone. And Crosby struggling on defense with the clock winding to 5:37 here in the 4th quarter. Crosby trailing Ridgepoint 35-14.
And B.J. Ranford, has just absolutely been unbelievable here. You look down on the field and you see a guy 5'8", 165, but he runs so hard after contact, and not only that, he has the speed to get the edge and make things happen. So great job by him, and what a ball game he's having here tonight.
Here comes the snap, handoff to Ranford, taking it up the middle, gaining a few more yards to make it 2nd and 5, and the ball is going to be spotted right around the 10-yard line. And this is not the outcome Crosby was expecting tonight, as they have really struggled defensively, as I was saying. And the offensive production for Ridgepoint has really surpassed what they've been able to do most of the year.
Well, and right now they've got 158 yards on the ground and 229 yards in the air, so it has been well balanced.
Here comes the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Ranford, taking it towards the near side, trying to find some room to run, but he's forced out of bounds right near the first down marker.
And they'll keep the clock rolling right there.
That looks like, yeah, they are keeping the clock rolling. I thought he was out of bounds.
Well, it looked like there may have been a player a little slow to get up, but let's see what they do there.
So clock continuing to, well, now it's stopped. Play clock running, so they are going to go 3rd down and 2. Ball on the 7-yard line.
So they're going to put 6 seconds back on it.
So Ridgepoint, that offensive line for Ridgepoint really just dominating the Crosby defensive line, and then the defensive line for Ridgepoint has been really manhandling the offensive line for Crosby, and that's been the story tonight. Here comes the snap. Running up the middle is Ranford, and getting down to the 3-yard line. So, correction, 4-yard line. So it's 1st and goal, Ridgepoint, trying to extend their lead even more. With 4:09 to go, clock continuing to run. Now in the huddle. Play clock at 7. It looks like they're just going to take a timeout here with 3:45 on the clock. So Ridgepoint takes a timeout. We're going to take a quick timeout and be right back. Don't go anywhere, folks. You're listening to TexanLive.com.
Big Star Ford, Houston's fastest growing dealer. Why? Huge discounts, best selection, most of you trade, low payments. Are the all-new Mustang? Only $299 a month. Focus, $239 a month. Escape, only $299 a month. Everybody wants to know why we're Houston's fastest growing dealer. Big Star Ford. Big city discounts, small town dealing, 10 minutes south of downtown Houston off of 288. You drive, we listen.
Ridgepoint currently sitting on the 3-yard line, 1st and goal. And Crosby really, this is the game that they did not, this is the situation they did not expect for them to happen. They're in a bad situation as that ball is going to be taken up the middle, and it looks like it's going to be short down at the 1. Ranford just trying to get another touchdown here. So Crosby continues to struggle, but they've had a really great season. They haven't lost all year. And tonight they just did not have it as Tristan Cotton struggled through the air. And the defense of Ridgepoint really executed their game plan to the exact of everything they wanted to happen. And under center will be Dawson here. 2nd and goal from the 1. Letting the clock run down. Here comes the snap. Ranford drops the ball. It's down on the ground, but I believe he fell on it. And it's going to be 3rd down and goal with 2:52 to go here in the 4th quarter.
Going to have a timeout here. We'll take the timeout with them, and we'll go to break.
Body is incredibly powerful. It's nimble and fluid. But sometimes we push it too far. That's when you need the strength of Memorial Hermann and our body of affiliated orthopedic specialists. With our Iron Man Sports Medicine Institute, they not only get your body back to where it was, they get it to go further. It's what makes us more than just hospitals. We are a body of experts. Memorial Hermann, advancing health.
Back here live from NRG Stadium, Ranford has 123 yards on 33 carries, and he has 3 touchdowns as of right now. Now, they are threatening to score, so he might get his 4th touchdown on the ground. But here comes that Ridgepoint offense with 2:50 to go here in the 4th quarter. Ridgepoint, Shane Gosson under center. He's got Ranford in the backfield. Here comes the snap, handoff to Ranford, and he's going to be stopped right at the 1-yard line, and he's not getting in. It's going to be 4th and goal. And now a timeout's going to be called again by Crosby. So with that timeout, we're going to take a quick timeout. That's their final timeout, so don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You're listening to TexanLive.com.
Big Star Ford, Houston's fastest growing dealer. Why? Huge discounts, best selection, most of you trade, low payments. Are the all-new Mustang? Only $299 a month. Focus, $239 a month. Escape, only $299 a month. Everybody wants to know why we're Houston's fastest growing dealer. Big Star Ford. Big city discounts, small town dealing, 10 minutes south of downtown Houston off of 288. You drive, we listen.
Back here live from NRG Stadium as Crosby has taken its final timeout. This drive has gone over 5 minutes as Ridgepoint has really just shut down Crosby here and driven the ball down their throats. Winner of this game goes on to play A&M Consolidated, who beat Magnolia last week 49-0. It's going to be a quick toss towards the end zone and caught, as that's going to be a touchdown for Ridgepoint.
Going to be caught by Bailey out there, I believe is who that was.
Chad Bailey making the catch on the fake handoff. Crosby was expecting the ball to go up the middle, as most people were. I was expecting a handoff. So now the score is going to be 41-0. Here comes the extra point unit.
Grant Carlson and Dylan Rowe out for the extra point.
So Grant Carlson getting ready to kick the ball through the uprights. Snap is in, hold is down, kick is up and through, and it's good. So your score here from NRG Stadium, Ridgepoint 42, Crosby 14, 2:38 to go here in the 4th quarter. Crosby getting the ball when we come back. Don't go anywhere, folks. You're listening to TexanLive.com.
Well, we're back here and got some other scores. Lake Travis today beats Westfield 28-21. A lot of football. We'll have to see where all the games will be lined up. But any game here, you can always go back and watch. And what an absolutely unbelievable defensive game the Panthers have played here tonight. They have absolutely shut down this high-powered offense of Crosby.
And that's been the story tonight, Bird. It's just the fact that they've been able to keep Crosby's offense off the field. Here comes the kick. It's going to be down and out of bounds at the 5-yard line, so that's going to be a flag. But Ridgepoint's really, their game plan tonight was to come in and run the ball and keep Crosby's offense off the field, and that's what they were able to do offensively. Then their defensive game plan was to disrupt Tristan Cotton and make sure Netherly doesn't beat you, and they've been able to do that as well. So their game plan has worked to perfection, and Crosby has been unable to really make the adjustments necessary to overcome the problems they've been facing against this Ridgepoint team.
Woodlands also got beat today, 28-3. Atascocita won last night, so they continue on their path. Manville won. They'll continue on their path.
So Ridgepoint has scored on a touchdown on 4 of their 5 possessions this drive. Cotton will hand the ball off. Up the middle goes Williams, and he'll get 3 yards on the play before he's brought down.
Skyline was knocked off by Rowlett, 24-21.
Wow.
The game that everybody saw. Over 13,000 people joined in today. The game that was before this one with 4 overtimes.
That Pearland Dickinson game was really astonishing, as that play will go to Edwards towards the near side of the field, and he's brought down. Correction. That was great. Shaywa Gray Brooks making the catch.
Cy Falls beats Bel Air today, 42-33. Lamar beats Eisenhower.
So Cotton going to go 2 wide receivers, 2 to the near side, 2 to the far side. He's got Williams in the backfield with him, dropping back to pass. Bobbles the snap a little bit, tossing towards Netherly on the near side. Netherly tries to break free, but ain't able to do anything. Correction, that Shane Hudson. Netherly went deep on that play. So Chad Bailey making the tackle on that play.
Spring here out of Houston will continue. They beat Hendrickson last night. Katy, with their victory, goes on.
Cotton hands the ball off on the delay to Williams. Williams taking it up the middle. He's got a lot of room to run, and he gets the first down into Ridgepoint territory. And that's the first time tonight that they've been able to really move the ball on a drive inside of Ridgepoint territory. They started a drive there.
Straight Jesuit will keep their playoff hopes alive. They won. Manville, we had that game last night on Texan Live.
Cotton dropping back, stepping up in the pocket under pressure, and he's going to be sacked in the backfield. And that was Josh Anderson, the junior defensive lineman, making the sack. So it's going to be 2nd down and long. This is going to be a huge victory for Ridgepoint, who, coming in here, a lot of people didn't think they would have had a chance. That play is going to be taken up the middle. Now he's going to break free of a couple of tacklers coming to the near side of the field. And down at the 43-yard line, Williams still fighting for yards with 31 seconds to go in this ball game.
And that could be the last play of the ball game right there.
23 seconds, clock continuing to run. Crosby still fighting to the very end of the game. It looks like they're going to take another play here. High snap. Dropping back as Cotton just throws it behind him and into the ground, trying to reach somebody. 9 seconds on the clock. You don't want to end your season on a play like that, and I understand why Cotton would have thrown that one into the ground, getting rid of it.
9 seconds remain.
After this ball game, we'll go down the field. Courtney Madden's down there on the field. She'll get interviews with coaches and players. George Rance won 63-30, so over Netherlands, so they'll go on to the next round.
Last play of the game, Cotton dropping back to pass, stepping up into the pocket, looking for somebody to throw deep to. Throws it deep to Netherly. Netherly trying to make a catch, and it's intercepted at the 5-yard line and pushed out of bounds with no time on the clock. Ridgepoint has taken the victory off the interception on the final play of the game, and Ridgepoint will move on to play A&M Consolidated next week here at NRG Stadium, and they have taken the 42-14 victory over Crosby.
Man, JW, what a ball game, and you go back and you look at this game, and you look down at the field, and you just got to put an exclamation point on number 23, Shyler Staton. He absolutely shut down Manning Netherly tonight, and more importantly, when he wasn't even on Netherly, he shut down everybody he was against. And this is a young man, again, coming in this game tonight, did not know much about him, leaving out of this game. What an athlete. Oh. And then we kick it over to the offensive side of the ball. They had thunder and lightning all night long with Ranford and Edmondson, and you got to witness that. What a night they had, almost putting 400 yards up on the board.
And it looks like Courtney Madden's ready on the sideline.
Coach, you went in against an 11-0 team. How do you mentally prepare your guys for that?
We play a tough schedule. We play a great non-district schedule. We have a tough district, so it prepares us for games like this. So it was nothing. It was just another game.
And you've been here since the beginning of this program. You've built it from the ground up. How did you build such a strong, competitive team so quickly?
Oh, it's not me. It's my coaching staff. It's the community. It's the kids that played the foundation for us from 2010 on. They've all done a great job buying in with what we want to do and what kind of football team we want to be. They deserve all the credit.
And going into the next round, what are you guys really going to focus on?
I don't know. We got to watch film first. I was just glad to take care of this one, and we'll worry about A&M Consol tomorrow.
All Coach, thanks.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
your win.
Yep.
Back to you guys.
That was Courtney Madden talking to head coach Brett Stiffen on the sidelines of Ridgepoint. And Bert, it really looked like a team that had a great game plan coming in, and they executed it very well against the Crosby team. And I'm telling you, I was a part of something like this when I was in high school. We played a very good high-ranked team in a big stadium like this, and it's a feeling that I've never forgotten. And these guys aren't going to forget it either.
No, absolutely not. You know, and I went to a smaller school, but I'm like you. We made it to one round before the state championship. But the thing I remember most, and it's what I said before this game started, a lot of these kids, this will be their last football game. And, you know, what a great experience, win or lose, which naturally nobody wants to lose. But they got to play at NRG. And tomorrow, New York Jets coming into town, take on our Houston Texans. More importantly, the state championship right here in the big house. So the playoffs through the next 2 and 3 rounds will be here, and then the state championship would be here. And NRG and this whole organization here and the way that they've opened their arms to high school football, I just can't congratulate them on enough, and the UIL for bringing the state championship here, right here to Houston, Texas.
And, you know, Bert, that's what you were saying, this is an amazing site for any kind of action for anything. And, I mean, you've got the NCAA championships here for basketball. You've got the Super Bowl coming here, and now you've got the state championships of high school football here. So we're going to go kick it down to Courtney Madden one more time for an interview with one of the players. Looks like
I'm not very good for cameras, so you got to work with me.
All right, talk about y'all's performance tonight. How excited are you?
Man, we're very excited, man. We've been practicing hard all week, and it finally paid off, man. Feels really good.
You guys went in against an undefeated team and held them to 14 points. How do you feel about that? Talk about everybody, the offense, the defense.
Man, the offense, we struggled off earlier in the season, and now finally we're finally doing our thing. The defense always comes to play, no matter what.
This team is such a new program. How did you guys get so strong so fast?
Coach Sniffen worked with us every day. He never doubted us. It's just hard work.
And going into the next round, what do you think something you guys need to focus on?
Just playing fast every down, playing good.
All right, good job. Enjoy your win.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
And that was Courtney Madden talking to BJ Ranford, who had an amazing game. And he said when she asked what the overall what the success story is, he gave it to the head coach, and then when we asked the head coach, he gave it to his coaching staff. So it really comes down to coaching and really keeping those guys focused out there.
And teamwork, you know, and that's the one thing. As somebody, and I go by head coach, I run 2 car dealerships for my day job, and, you know, and I've got a great team. And everybody asks me all the time, how are you so successful? Because one of the things that I always do is I empower people around me. And you can tell when you got great teams like, you know, you have here, that these kids believe in their coaches. They go to practice, they work hard, they put up 167 yards on the ground, 230 yards in the air, 397, 22 first downs, but just single-handedly handled a team that come into this game with high hopes of being in the state championship. And this is a tough loss for the Crosby Cougars. You know, they'll go back. They got a lot of players coming back next year. They'll have to make some adjustments. But, you know, this is just one of those ball games. This is going to be a tough one because, you know, it's one thing to lose a close game, but they never really, outside of right before the half, they got back into it. You know, and you talk about momentum and you talk about games right before the half, and that's why I said Staten, what a great game he had. He picked off the ball out there with about 50-something seconds to go, and that was huge because instead of going in 14-14, it's 14-7. Then he comes out and, you know, and has the kind of game he had the second half. And, you know, just kudos. And it looked like Crosby had totally regained momentum whenever they just did a normal kickoff that landed in kind of an odd position with a bunch of backspin on it. But instead, for second play, interception, and just can't give this coaching staff for the Panthers enough credit. Defensively, what a ball game. And with that said, I'm Bert Brocker, owner of Texan Live. I hope everybody's enjoyed. What a day it's been, and we're looking forward to an exciting week coming up this next week.
And Bert, you said it. I mean, it's just been exciting to watch. This game was one of the more exciting games to watch is if you're a fan of high-powered offense and then a defense. But it was fun, but the score really it was a blowout kind of, but it was a fun game to watch in itself. So your final score here from NRG Stadium, the Ridgepoint Panthers have knocked off the number 2 Crosby Cougars 42-14 for Burt Brocker, Dre